Hey there, Shrine Runners! Hello, and welcome to the Fox Shrine. I'm Araxis, your host, and tonight we're going to be playing some more Limbus Company. Hey there, Ada. Hey, Meta. Welcome. Hope you're all doing alright. I'm doing pretty good. Only got back a couple of hours ago from spending some time with friends. Quite nice. Nice to be able to sort of like spend some time in flesh space with people. Even if I do live most of my life digitally, good to have some in-person contact as well. Absolutely. Yeah, now I'm looking forward to maybe wrapping up the first part of the new Canto. Depends how much longer is left. Like, at least number-wise, it sounds like we're halfway through, but it does depend on how long the next parts are as well, of course. Hey, Kuro, how you going? Anyway, let's get into the game, shall we? Alrighty then. Wait. Game. There you are. Alright. Here we go. Back over here. And yeah, we'll be starting off with some story stuff, which, as the title implies, to be free from aging and death. Which I certainly would like to be free from, that's for sure. Alright.
보트라님 외 12인 철벽당 입성하십니다.
Elevated Virescent Jade Hall. That's certainly a name, and certainly some music to be playing for this scene as well. Sounds like we're about to possibly have something bad happen to us. Yeah, hope your day went well, Kuro. Wait. Just got to reach your 9th pale, and you will be. In terms of being free of aging and death. We've only got one, unfortunately, but who knows? We'll get there eventually. We entered the hall where the first round was to be held. As always, the servant by the gate announced our arrival with the resounding holler that we'd grown to expect.
투기장이나 경기장 같은 형태인가? 보는 눈이 제법 많은 것 같습니다, 관리자님.
Yeah, so I've got to prove that we have brought back something related to this quest for immortality, which is it's a very Chinese thing, which I suppose makes sense given this is Hong Lu's chapter. Like, a lot of wuxia stories are about immortality. A lot of Chinese emperors quested for immortality, alchemists and the like. Don't consume mercury, by the way. Mercury is poison. It is, it does the opposite of immortality for you. Roast beef dinner with veggies. Yep, newest nephew. Lovely. That sounds like quite nice. Had a half day of work, and then the rest of the day I spent with friends, which was nice. Mostly just sort of like talked and caught up with each other. Hadn't met people. Some of them for a while, so that was good. Mercury is so... have you not heard? Pretty but dangerous. Kuro. Do not touch mercury, do not sniff mercury, and for the love of all that's good and holy, do not eat mercury. Don't eat mercury, Meta! Alright? Don't do it. No. No mercury. Okay? I looked up to see that the audience seats, which were brimming with people, were divided into stair-like terraces, and on the platform at the opposite end of the hall, 3 shadows of chairs could be seen, cast on the obscuring curtain fabric. And eat Venus? I think that already happened in The Expanse. As for us, we followed the attendant's guidance and stood next to the other participants at the circular area of the center. Did you have dinner? Sort of more of a late lunch, I would say. Sophie, you are not excluded from eating mercury. Okay? No mercury! God. No mercury! So, are the evaluations happening past those curtains?
대역?
See someone you recognize? It's for your own good, Sophie. Alright? No mercury. No! No mercury! Look, if you want to eat non-toxic soap, like children's soap or something, I guess? It's probably healthier for you than mercury, but I don't recommend eating that either, okay? Don't eat soap, don't eat mercury. At least the soap's not gonna kill you like mercury will. Probably.
아니요. 괜찮아요, 단테님. 다시 만나도 마땅히 할 이야기가 없거든요. 인연이 있다면 이야기할 기회가 닿을 테죠.
Eat soap to tell you. Oh no. I don't know, that's probably something that could be added as a quote, right? I have to double check on how to add quotes.
시작하나 보네요.
The curtain split open, and the old woman we saw from yesterday's banquet walked out to the platform.
나는 운이 따라주어 오래전 가모의 자리에 올랐지만은 장관 세월이 지나 이제는 이 자리를 내려놓고 산하를 흘러다니려 한다.
Or like add quote maybe, if I had to guess. There we go. See, I knew I was being sensible. And I think you can sort of like get like specific ones with a number, right? I remember that one. Alright, yeah. Abdicate, walk the path of mountains and streams as a river does.
그리하여 앉았던 자리는 공석이 될진저 자격을 갖춘 자는 이를 메워야 할지니 가씨, 설씨, 왕씨, 사씨가의 기둥들로 이루어진 이 대관원에 우리가 하루도 잊지 않고 추구하던 하나의 질문에 대한 답을
Seen her before. She looks scary. Or potentially scary.
그대들은 전력을 다하여 찾아왔을 것이라 믿는다.
Who's the woman next to her?
아, 제 첫째 누나인 원춘 누나예요.
Okay. Wanchun.
큐사에 아주 높으신 분과 혼례를 치른 후 쭉 큐사에서 지내시다가 발걸음을 하셨나 보네요.
비록 다른 둥지에 머물고 있던 몸이지만 고륙의 정을 나누고 천륜의 지성을 다할 수 있도록 잠시 자리하였으니 최선을 다해 진리를 살피겠노라. 누군가는 순조롭게, 누군가는 천만고비 끝에 이 해답을 가져왔을 터. 하지만 1차 심사의 기회는 단 한 번뿐. 그럼에도 그대들은 모두 이곳 대관원의 후계자들이었으며 탈락마저도 대관원의 부응이 되리라. 이제부터 호명하는 순서대로 나와 불로, 불사, 장생의 진귀한 해답을 시연하거라. 시연이 불가하다면 거짓 없는 증거를 내보여야 한다. 놓치지 말고 버리지 말라. 젊음은 영원 무궁하리라.
After their respective speeches, Jua Yuanchun and Jiamu disappeared behind the curtains atop the platform.
첫 번째 참가자
It seemed that Honglu's father assumed the role of the host for the first round.
왕씨 가문의 인
We got a nerd over here! Nerd alert! Wang Ren, the first to be summoned, walked up to the platform. Behind him was his faction, who were dragging someone by a rope towards the platform. Oh boy.
빨리 와라, 멍청한 것.
We have like a blood bag or something?
누구를 데려가는 거죠? 저 정도의 움직임이면 강제로 끌고 가는 것 같다만.
불로불사 하라. 태어날 때 주어진 몸뚱아리 이상의 단계로 진보를 꿈꾸는 건 어느 날개나 가지고 있는 수건인가 봐. 홍원의 불로불사도 그런 맥락이겠지.
저자,
Yeah, Don's noticed something.
피주머니를 데려왔군.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's when we were finally able to recognize who the candidate dragged up to the stage. Who the candidate? Oh, yeah, okay. Who the candidate referring to one. The eyes, unfocused and red. Mouth slick with drool dribbling down the mouth guard. Meaningless snarling. That is a mindless blood bag. Of course the nerd would have a vampire fetish. I mean, this isn't even a vampire. This is like a vampire's thrall, essentially. I think it's mentioned in an in a side story rather than in the game itself. But anyone who is fed upon directly by a blood fiend is destined to become a blood bag. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not necessarily going to be instant, but it's just something that happens. So you're essentially zombified and enslaved to said blood fiend.
혈귀가 불로불사의 답이 될 수 있는 것이요.
일반 사람들의 시선에서는 불로와 가깝게 느껴질 수도 있겠지만 저희는 이미 알고 있다시피 혈귀 또한 피를 섭취하지 못하면 늙고 쇠약해집니다.
I mean, like, it's still a form of immortality. As long as you are able to feed off of blood, then, like, you get to live forever. Like, I think most people would consider that a form of immortality, even if you must consume something.
짐작컨대 저들이 원하는 답과는 한참 멀 것이라고 예상되는군요.
After some struggle, the blood bag was dragged kicking and growling past the curtains atop the platform.
저것이 소문으로나 들리던 혈귀라는 것인가?
Oh, they think it's a blood fiend, not a blood bag.
저걸로 되겠나? 아는 사람이 몇 없긴 해도 심사를 맡고 계신 분들에겐 고리타분한 주제일 텐데 말이야.
왕가 녀석, 폭이나 절박했나 본데.
저거는 게으른 거 아니면 도주란 것이야.
That boy ain't right. Sorry, we've got, I think the king of the hill over here, apparently.
생각보다 혈귀에 대해 아는 이들이 많구려.
본래 혈기는 각 둥지에 퍼져 있으니 알만한 자는 아는 것도 무리가 아닐 걸세.
I mean, again, like, thinking of this as a China-focused section, anything that would be related to immortality would be something that people would be focused on. After a brief moment that lasted less than a minute, Wang Ren and his faction emerged from behind the curtains and descended from the platform.
가주 심사 후보 왕인, 결과를 기다리기 위해 자리에 서라.
I wonder if this is a sort of judgment where if you failed, you get, like, killed or something. Then, they ascended the round podium behind the platform as ordered.
왕인, 가주 심사 1차 결과.
Totally believe that Corporation H is not King of the Hill. To be fair, canonically, Bloodfiend were unknown until what's the name from Library appeared, which revealed them to even fixes and such. Well, I mean, like, we had frickin' La Mancha Land. Like, yes, that was like a couple of 100 years ago or something like that. So, like, it could have faded from consciousness. But like there were like huge Bloodfiend wars as well in the past, so I suppose it depends. And the city is a big place, right? All right. Yeah, they were not pleased.
안 돼. 피. 무한한 피만 있으면 이들은 영원할 거라니까요, 가모님.
아니, 영원하지 않을 거라네. 심사하는 자들의 비원, 진정한 불로불사가 무엇인지는 본인도 모르네만 피에 종속되어 영혼을 고통받는 혈기는 그 방법에 손꼽힐 수 없네.
Yeah, and blood fiends do suffer. Absolutely. Limbus Company is very good at presenting this need and desire for blood. After all, we remember what happened with Don back in the evaluation at Limbus Company HQ.
하지만 기억은 그대로 가지고 있다고 사냥꾼 놈들이.
Yeah, and also sort of get your personality overwritten, at least to an extent. All is for your family.
모든 욕망과 감정의 방향이 피로 귀결되어 비틀어질 거다.
I sort of think of it as being a little bit like the Red Court in the Dresden Files to anyone who is familiar with that. Like, you might, on the surface, appear to be the same person, but, like, you're not. I'm not gonna, like, say that Blood Fiends are evil by nature or anything, but they absolutely have that desire for blood, and I don't think you could necessarily call them the same person. It's not quite personality death, but there is definitely some mental influence going on there. We can also see that with Barbara Otis. If you have her as the viewpoint character in the main menu, you can see that she has like very sort of like faint memories of her like real family. Like obviously Otis being based on Ulysses from the Odyssey. Ulysses wanting to find his family again. Barbara Otis has had her memories of that essentially overwritten. She still has a vague sense of them being there, but she always gets pulled back to thinking of her fellow blood fiends as her family. And considering how core that is to her as a person, like, yeah, that is essentially a form of identity, of personality death.
끝없이 불행한 삶만이 남았다면 모를까. 저렇게 놓고 싶지 않은 것으로 가득한 자들에게 혈기가 되라 말하는 것은.
Yeah. It is a cost I can see some people being willing to pay, absolutely. But absolutely keep in mind that it is a cost. And a bigger cost for some people more than others. Yeah, quite right, Meta.
불로불사를 주는 것이 아니라 정신의 족쇄를 채워 피의 노예가 되어라 재촉하는 것과 크게 다르지 않을 테지.
Ask yourself, what would you pay for immortality? And the price of becoming a blood fiend is a high price.
5옥의 세력원이 훌륭한 답변을 주었으니 더 말할 것도 없겠구나.
Oh, looks like everyone was listening to Dawn about that. Maybe that earned us some points.
하물며 진짜 고위 혈귀를 데려온 것도 아닌 피주머니를 데려왔으니 성의 또한 부족하다 보이는구나.
왕가인, 진작 탈락한 자에게 걸맞지 않은 이유를 친히 알리셨으니 이를 생의 마지막의 은혜로 하시게.
How final that blessing is. Oh! I wonder where that pit goes. The podium suddenly opens under their feet, causing Wang Ren and the blood bag to its depths. Casting Wang Ren and the blood bag to its depths with a blood-curdling screech. So, that's what happens when you fail to pass.
이거 그냥 극적인 연출을 위한 거지? 저기 떨어져도 다시 올려보내주는 거지?
Goes to their uncle's farm. I'm pretty sure it goes to the furnace. Like I've seen Charlie in the chocolate factory.
그럴 리가. 구멍 아래에서부터 지독하게 고인 고통의 냄새가 퍼지잖나.
Always funny seeing Ryoshu smile.
료슈도 참 점점 살벌한 농담이 늘고 있다니까.
저 발판 아래는 어디로 이어지는 거지? 낙함으로 추측 건데 제법 깊은 곳까지 이어진 것 같다만.
Mathematics.
아마도 가문의 오래된 비밀들이 있는 장소일 거예요. 아, 당연히 보물 같은 건 아니랍니다. 보통 사람들이 알려고 든다면 흑수들이 찾아오는 정도려나요?
The old family graveyard.
본격적으로 준비했네요.
그래. 그리고 그 본격적인 준비 우리가 당할 수도 있는 거고.
Look, just make sure you're like pushing my fall, okay? Just make sure I'm like on top, and then I'll be able to resurrect you guys, assuming I live. The next candidate was summoned before we were even able to shake off the initial shock.
두 번째 참가자, 설씨 가문의
Having skeletons in the closet is so unsanitary. I mean, it's fine as long as you just spray some Windex in there every fortnight or so. It's fine. We sat through a few more names and subsequent failures. We couldn't hear what exactly they were talking about beyond the curtains, and unlike the very loud and obvious blood bag, the answers other candidates brought were less obvious. So, all we had to go on were the shadows of their desperate attempts to explain things before the judges.
너냐?
찔리고 지루하다는 뜻이다.
Oh man, Ryoshi's so bored she's even bothering to explain. The longer we watched the death toll rise, the less shocking they became.
아 이거 합격이란 게 있긴 있는 거야?
Well, I mean, if they don't have the answer to immortality, they don't deserve life, right?
여덟 번째 참가자 설씨 가문의 보차.
어머, 아는 사람이다.
She was technically our competition, but it seemed that she managed to give the sinners quite the positive impression of yesterday's brief encounter. Some of them were even cheering her on. We couldn't see exactly what it was that Shui Bao Chai brought, but she was also holding something as she entered past the curtains.
설가 보차. 심사 결과.
After her brief meeting with the judges, which, going by the shadows cast on the curtains, appeared to have gone better than we had expected, she emerged. And as soon as she did, Bao Chai immediately turned in our direction, at Honglu to be exact.
보고 있었구나.
And began excitedly waving her hand.
합격.
Congratulations! The podium beneath her remained shut.
그래도 잠깐이나마 인연을 맺었던 얼굴이 무적행으로 떨어지는 건 보고 싶지 않았기에 다행이구려.
17번째 참가자 가시 가문의 시춘.
시춘 씨 차례인가 봐요.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna pass. Like, she found information about, like, the river, right? She slowly ascended the platform, unaccompanied. She held in her hands a tightly sealed gourd bottle. Yeah, me too, Meta. I wish we were working with her.
비로소 얻었나 보네요.
She found the water from the river we saw in Don Quixote's memories back then?
말도 안 돼. 그 레테를?
정말 그곳에 도달했을 가능성은 한없이 낮습니다. 물론 천문학적 확률을 뚫고서 그 강까지 도달했을 확률까지 부정하진 않습니다만, 저들의 역량으로 이 짧은 시간 동안 가장 깊은 곳 중 한 곳의 원료에 도달한다는 것은 파우스트로서도 상상하기 어렵군요. 모종의 방법을 통해 새어나오거나 맺혀진 일부를 채취한 것은 아닐지.
근데 그 강물은 기억을 깊게 재워서 지워줄 뿐일 터 블루불사와 관계가 있는 겐가?
네, 아마도 저들이 원하던 정신의 불사와 밀접한 관계가 있을 테죠. 그 정보를 알고 있는 이도 극소수인 만큼 저 병에 담긴 것이 유효하다면 파우스트 역시 합격률이 높다고 생각합니다.
Immortality of memories could definitely be considered a form of immortality, especially if you're able to, like, transfer your memories to alternative vessels, whether it is digitally via a computer or possibly into a cloned body. Depends on how you consider memories and if you consider the existence of a soul as well, and if the soul is needed to be transferred as well. But getting quite metaphysical there.
가시 시춘 합격.
Absolutely as well. like some people think that if you like remember everything, that's going to basically exceed the limits of what the human mind is able to comprehend. And like, hey, like if you do sort of build up like traumatic experiences over time, that could 100% be detrimental to any form of long-term immortality. So the ability to preserve and protect yourself from memories would be important to one seeking immortality.
귀한 걸 얻어왔구나. 네 세가로 이걸 얻으려면 보통의 노력으로는 안 되었을 텐데.
감사합니다, 원춘 언니.
As Faust expected, all three judges appeared quite satisfied by what Jiaji Chun brought before them. Alright, now, we're gonna have to kill N-Corp. Alright. Let's see what's going on here, then. Okay. So I was using, a bleed team, wasn't I? I was using my special one over here. So let's go with that. Okay.
순수했던 나날로.
그 다음 18번째 참가자.
N-Corp. We did run into N-Corp previously. They would have been in the third Canto. I think they also show up quite prominently in the Leviathan web novel, and I also show up to an extent later on in this as well, because I think one of the major antagonists, who's mostly been sort of like a background character, is from N-Corp as well. Hey, wizard! How you going? Yeah, sorry about the lack of weekend streams. Just hasn't worked out for me recently. Just due to how I've been scheduling things. Glad to have you along.
대체 몇 명이나 있는 거냐, 이 집안 사람들은?
That's certainly a lot of families there, Heathcliff.
가시 가문의 한.
How's T treating me? Pretty good, I would say. I'm really enjoying the storyline of that so far. It's definitely a little bit grittier than X is, and I personally quite like a little bit of grit to my stories, as much as I enjoyed X. Sagiri is quite a funny protagonist as well, and it's got some really good series so far as well. I think we're up to mission 8 or so now, 8 or 9. But yeah, I'm enjoying it all up. Here we go. Our first meeting with that man was less than amicable, and I had a strong feeling that another one wasn't going to do anything to improve that. Jia Huan walked up to the platform. Yeah, so I believe this was the guy we met in all the way back in Canto 1, and haven't heard from since. We all fell silent, hearing a familiar name. Zenon! Thank you very much for the raid! How was your stream? Playing some Star Rail, I see? Nice, nice. Hopefully that was going well for you. To those who don't know me, I am Araxis Denacia, your revolutionary bartender, and right now we're playing some Limbus Company. There you go, a double shout out apparently. Alright. Yeah, hopefully that was going well for you. Right now we're just playing the most recent Canto for Limbus Company. I think we're about halfway through. I'm not entirely certain how many segments there are in this. Yeah, we're currently getting evaluated in terms of our bringing back answers to the idea of immortality. Tried Mountain Dew for the first time. Orange soda's... not call it orange soda that's been colored green. Like the bottle's green, but like it's definitely more of a pale sort of color. Like if anything, like I'd call it sort of like more of a lemon lime sort of flavor. Although it could also be like a regional difference thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that the bottle's green. Definitely more of a pale color. Oh, congratulations on catching up with the story. Yeah, I could feel that some sinners were growing tense. Some of them even gritting their teeth. And the other man, closely following Jiahuan, holding what looked like the egg of an abnormality, was also a familiar face. I'd seen him many times in Yisang's memories. Blue Pepsi Max. I just everyone's sorry when they use the fountain soda dispenser. It is possible that it's a regional difference. Like, at least here in Australia, we've only got like standard Mountain Dew, but I understand there's a whole bunch of different flavors in America. And yeah, it could be that they use different food colorings in other countries as well. New Zealand. All right. I genuinely don't have an answer then. Like I would have thought that New Zealand's Mountain Dew would be the same color as Australia's. Not the biggest fan of Pepsi versus Coke. Yeah. So I'm confused, Kat. Definitely confused.
간테, 저 사람들이 입고 온 거 보여요?
에고 장비다.
I'm worried about them having an abnormality egg. Like that, I would not call a form of immortality. Like anything, like that's worse than blood fiend immortality.
LCE처럼 새로운 추출법을 알아냈거나 혹은 로보토미에서 구해온 곳으로 추정되는군요.
구보가 들고 있는 것은 환상체의 알인 듯 보이는 구려.
Yeah, it's hard to go past the home brand stuff in terms of price, right? Oh no, not that abnormality meta, not that one.
저걸 그대로 보여줄 셈인가?
How's that an answer to anything?
해석의 여지에 달렸지만 환상체 역시 불로불사에 가까운 존재라 해석할 수도 있으니까요.
Alright, yeah, that is true. Abnormalities don't die when they are killed, they revert to an egg and then they essentially respawn. In terms of people becoming abnormalities, no. Was Limbus Company the game that broke Korea? Yes. At least one of the games that did so. This one definitely ended up causing a huge stink. I only sort of like came back to it recently after taking a break for about a year for information to sort of like clear up. It looks like Project Moon themselves tried to do the best that they could in regards to for having a tasteful swimsuit. Exactly that one. So Project Moon, like, it sounds like they did what, like they followed what Velmori wanted. Like Velmori decided to resign basically for her own safety, unfortunately, because fuck Korean incels, they are absolutely vile and toxic. It's just that they they're really, really bad at communicating things, and Velmori seemed to want to like fade out. And yeah, South Korea's president was essentially an incel. Yeah, they didn't do their PR correctly. They were like, it's like they don't have like anyone in their company who's capable of PR or something. Like, they were also a bit like rock in a hard place sort of thing, because it sounds like Velmori wanted to like they were trying to essentially sort of like save face and protect Velmori, at least from what I understand after the fact, which had the effect of making Project Moon look incredibly bad, given their radio silence initially and the way that things got translated and such. But yeah. Rock in a hard place, essentially. Cool to hear about your ancestry, Screaming Cat. Like, I'm specifically talking about South Korean culture here, and unfortunately the way that essentially capitalism has essentially crushed the lives of people, and a lot of men in South Korea take this out on women, which is horrible. Just absolutely vile. End of the day, capitalism is the evil that must be conquered. Does not justify the incels at all. But yeah.
어떤 환상체의 알인지가 관건이겠군.
하지만 제가 아는 가완형이라면 실패할 거라고 생각되는 것엔 절대 목숨을 걸지 않을 거예요.
I respect that as well. That was, well, they shouldn't have elected Yoon in the first place. But the fact that South Koreans were like, nah, fuck this shit. Like, good on you there. Absolutely. America, you should probably be taking notes.
가시환 1차 심사 합격.
Contrary to most of our wishes, Jia Huan managed to pass the first round as well. I wonder what sort of ego you guys have. Many more candidates came and went. One of them carried a massive, mysterious coffin. Yeah. Like, it's not half, which, like, small blessings, I guess, but there is a third that is basically tuned out. Political awareness needs to increase. Wang Daiwei. Well, you've got yourself a sprite, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll succeed, because that glasses guy kind of got dumped. One of them brought a thick book, and one of them presented a cage so tiny that we couldn't see what was within. Some of them managed to pass, while some of them were sent screaming into the mysterious abyss. As we waited and watched the candidates come and go, people from N Corp, their turn complete, approached us.
아직 황혼이 되기에는 이른 시각일 터인데 다시 마주하는 것이 제법 이르구려.
As if to prove his own words back at the LCE, that he's come to accept certain things as they are, his son coolly regarded his old friend was now working for N Corp.
알량하고 앙상한 새 쉼터가 퍽 자네 마음에 든 모양이야. 그리 농하는 건 구인회가 무너진 뒤에 처음 보는 것 같으니.
어쩐 일로 내게 걸음한 것이여. 살갑게 담소를 나누기엔 쌓인 감정이 많지 않은가.
내가 보자고 한 건 아니니 오해는 마시게. 내 팀메이트가 제 가족 얼굴을 한번 보고 싶다 해서 겸사겸사 들린 것뿐이니 말이야.
가주대전이 열리니 모두들 대관원으로 돌아오는구나. 그날 이후로는 처음 보네, 형.
세상 물정엔 청맹관이처럼 어둡고 가주라면 칠색팔색을 하던 네가 여긴 왜 올라온 거냐? 저 냄새나는 것들이랑 이번엔 어딜 빌붙은 거지?
Welcome for ourselves this time, actually.
네 역겨운 속을 모르고 겉에반에 쫓아다니는 설가의 여시? 아니면 아직도 그 시절을 잊지 못하고 허공을 헛도는 말이나 내뱉는 널 싸고 도는 시춘이냐? 왜 살리지 않았지? 질문을 바꾸지. 왜 그 애만 살린 것이냐, 가보.
형,
Okay, so I know very little about Hong Lu's story from because those who don't know, Limbus Company's characters are all based on literary characters, and I've not read and basically never heard of Hong Lu's origins, but I have seen online that, like, in his novel, he is, like, responsible for, like, several deaths. But, yeah, I don't know any of the details there. And, yeah, Gio1 giving King in Yellow vibes, absolutely there, Zenon.
사람은 필연코 죽기 마련이야. 곧 다음 심사가 시작됩니다. 참가자분들은 자리로 돌아가 주십시오.
I believe that's the name of the book, yes. Dream of the Red Chamber? Yeah, I think that's it. Yep, that's the one.
죽어있는 시종 따위가
Also the one that most people haven't read. I haven't read any of the other four great novels, unfortunately. I probably should at some point get around to reading more classics, especially those from outside the Western world. But I'm still busy reading my isekai trash, so.
돌아가지. 구태여 더 이어갈 대화는 아닐 테니.
아주 만남의 광장이 따로 없군.
Yeah, Journey to the West and Romance of the Three Kingdoms are probably the most well-known. Water Margin also reasonably well-known, but Dream of the Red Chamber definitely less well-known outside of China. Also, Confucius is in this. I don't think Confucius is in Dream of the Red Chamber, but in the previous intervallo for this, we did run into Confucius.
괜히 기분만 잡쳤네. 저 자식들 또 우리 걸 뺏어가려고 온 거 맞지?
그런 것 치곤 태도가 묘하긴 했는데.
Just absorb it through osmosis and light novels. Yeah, quite.
어느 쪽이든 저들보다 높은 순위로 대전을 마치는 게 안전할 테죠.
Yeah, like I do actually quite like the Suikoden games. Like the only one that I've played all the way through is Suikoden 5, admittedly. But I have like watched a playthrough of Suikoden 1, most of 2. I've played through a segment of Suikoden 3. Mind sort of going back to them at some point, but I did hear like there were a couple of issues with the 1 and 2 remake, but for the most part they were quite well done. The only bad thing about the Suikoden games is like if you do want all 108 stars of Destiny, you're basically required to get a guide. Like those are so unintuitive that you're never going to get them all without a guide.
떨어졌네요.
I do like the Dynasty Warriors games. I think I played more Warriors Orochi than Dynasty Warriors, and also probably more Dynasty Warriors Gundam than Warriors Orochi. And I also like the Sengoku Basara game, the one that was on the Wii, I think. That one I really enjoyed too.
이걸 지켜보고 있는 사람들 중에서 저 사람의 가족들도 있을 텐데 괜찮은 걸까요?
Fucking Date Masamune. I prefer Nagawichi Saika from Sengoku Basara. She is fucking awesome in that. Like, just give me an entire arsenal of guns, both historic and modern.
보고 있다면 마음이 정말 좋지 않을 것 같은데요.
싱글레어, 우리 뒤쪽에 있는 관계 아까 떨어진 자의 부모야.
저런 걸 자식이라고 끼고 살았다니. 에이, 한심하군.
The disappointed family. I am also disappointed that Capcom's basically shelved it, and they haven't done a remake or anything like that. And hell, like even the updated re-release of the Wii Sengoku Basara game never got an English release. So that's a real shame. I would love for them to remake Sengoku Basara. That's something I would consider streaming. It might be a little bit tricky streaming, considering like those sort of games you want to repeat a lot, because they're very sort of gameplay and grinding based. So more sort of like a here and there sort of stream if I don't want to stream anything like story based or just play on my own really. But yeah, I love those games. It's sort of a game that you can stream casually, I would say. If you want to have something on while you're chatting with chat, really, because they're not super in depth. You've got something really action based as you go through it. Yeah, absolutely. And anyone can tune in as well. Versus the more story-based games that I tend to stream, people are a little bit less likely to tune in, I imagine, because either they want to play the game themselves, so they don't want spoilers, or if they fall behind, they're oh well, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll just not watch this anymore, or something along those lines. But hey, I stream for myself, so.
그래도 우리 셋째는 잘 해낼 거예요. 애초에 저 녀석에겐 별로 기대도 하지 않았잖아요.
Yeah, this child was not destined to be a doctor.
가주가 되기만을 위해 살아왔다는 건 이런 것까지 포함하는 이야기였네요.
많은 분들이 가주가 되는 걸 간절히 바란답니다. 물론 저분들처럼 자신이 가주가 되는 대신 자신과 친하거나 피로 이어진 누군가 가주가 되는 걸 바라시는 분도 있지만요.
직접 가주가 되지 않더라도 밀접한 이가 가주에 오르는 곳으로 평생의 입신양명과 부귀영화를 손에 넣겠다는 심사니까.
그렇게 만든 건 유통기한이 짧지.
이런 뜻하지 않은 기회로 인해 오랫동안 보지 못했던 형제자매들의 안부도 알 수 있게 되었네요.
27번째 참가자 설씨 가문의 반.
Just churning through people at the moment. Oh, you're you were talking about King and Yellow vibes earlier. Seems more like a cultist here, which is concerning. You stream the demo of the Dynasty Warriors. That's... Do not pursue Lubu. Do not pursue Lubu. Do not pursue Lubu.
설반? 어디서 들어본 것 같은데.
아, 보차 누나의 오라버니 되시는 분이에요.
He's so tall. Alright, I'm gonna take a brief break over here. Take your chances to go grab a drink, go get up and stretch, go to the bathroom, and we will return in a few minutes, alright? Alright, we are now back with Limbus Company. And after our brief break, making sure that chat is not consuming mercury in the pursuit of immortality, let's get back to Limbus Company, shall we? Alright. Shui Pan walked up to the platform, holding what appeared to be a large jar with multiple talismans plastered over it.
눈빛이 뭔가 쎄하지 않아?
Absolutely.
여기 안 그런 사람이 어디 있어요?
Good point.
근데 나도 느꼈어. 약간 뭐랄까.
Is he gonna just release a whole bunch of bees? Instead of ascending to the platform and into the curtains, he walked up to the podium.
너 죽고 나 죽자 같은 느낌인데.
참가자 설반, 항상 안으로 들어가시오.
god은 길이 아니어야 재미를 보는 법. 좋은 구경은 다 같이 하는 게 이치에 맞지 않겠나?
Bees! Oh, no, we've got, what's these? Jansha? He places the jar on the ground, and from within, a desiccated hand emerges.
주술 따위로 장난질을 치는군.
Ryoshu muttered with palpable distaste. Why is he...
안에서 뭐가 나온 거야?
Corpses, their desiccated flesh covered in a light, sparse layer of old papers, crawled out of the jar and began to shamble. Well, they're not hopping at least. There are neither distortions nor abnormalities.
피주머니나 환상체에 종속된 것들과 비슷해 보이는군.
Mm-hmm.
이성이 남아있질 않는 것으로 보아 목표도 무작이겠지. 강한 사리를 지속적으로 내보이는 것으로 보아 틀림없이 눈앞에 있는 것들을 무차별적으로 공격할 것 같습니다. 관리자님, 전투 명령을.
The jar monsters set upon the audience, stuffing the struggling, still-breathing victims into their jars. Oh no. I know where this is going.
엄연히 날개에서 주최하는 가주 대전이 진행 중인데 주최 측에서 수습해줘야 하는 거 아니에요?
가주 대전에서 다른 사람들을 해하면 안 된다 같은 규칙은 없으니까요.
규칙이 없다고 정말 아무 대응도 안 해버린다는 거야? 나 참...
Rich people.
어떻게 해야 해? 우리가 나서야 해?
Five Nights at Freddy's. Ain't no Five Nights at Freddy's here.
살아남은 다음에 가주 대전에 무사히 참가를 해야겠죠?
이게 뭐야?
As the monsters began to swarm in, some candidates scattered and ran away, while some stood their ground and fought back. Those who did neither were the ones getting slaughtered. I was simultaneously reminded of Soud and the confident smile she flashed at me. She reassured us that we should be able to pass the first round with little to no trouble. Looks like we have no choice but to take them down. Alright. Let's see what these goobers are all about.
두려움을 모르는 건 나쁘지 않습니다만 또 무식하게 돌격하실 거라면
Monster from the Gorged and Devoured Jar of Loneliness. That's certainly a name there. So, Wound, Clawing, Rupture, and Bleed. Unbreakable Coins. And stronger based on Rupture. 10 plus Rupture count. I mean, are they ever going to be able to get us with a high Rupture count? Eliminate Rupture potency and count. Oh, poison, huh? Turn end. Against all enemies, inflict poison equal to the number of turns that pass this unit. Alright. Oh, but there's the rupture count. Alright. Okay. So we're thankfully we're using a Blood Fiends team, so they've all got, like these four over here have some innate healing capabilities. So we got that going for us at least. Go with that. Over here. Go there. Yeah, no problem, Xenon. Thank you very much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for the raid, and I hope you sleep well. Also, entertaining artist, thank you very much for following. Welcome to the Fox Shrine. I hope you enjoy your stay. Yeah, mark them. Over here. I'll hold off on that one for now. So we'll use Festival will end. You just stick with sewing. And... what's that count? Ah, the counter inflicts rupture count. Lovely. Okay. And the rupture count doesn't really go away, does it? Alright. Wait, roll better. Roll better. There we go. Alright. Didn't look so good there. Okay. Well, at least you've got no stagger bar now, so... Virgilius calling out Gregor, poor guy. Okay. So the poison's slowly going to eat at us. Yeah, no counter there, so no sense in worrying. Over here, save that one. Over here. Build up your charge a little bit with a weaker attack. Over here, scissors looks good. Yeah. And I don't want to go over there, but you should be alright. Well, Talisman Jar Monster, this one's a different name. But yeah, you don't have the poison curse. Nails. Yes, that one's the one with the curse.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
Okay, scissors got through. There we go, and got through.
한 사람이 낼
There
수
we
있는
go.
일들로서는 감탄할 수준이었지.
Alright. Go with that again. Yeah, there's a few enemies here, so... yeah, go with that. That one... there... there... over here... ooh... Don't have the ego for better. Got better chances here, I guess. Not good ones, though. Alright, let's go here. Scissors again. And yeah. Alright.
증명 활동이 확실히 훌륭하고 오버할 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이
Yeah, I didn't think that would work, unfortunately.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중이라네. 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠나?
Now we'll use our big bullet, I think. Over there. There. Yeah. We will go for the bullseye. No, just go with sewing. Save that. Over here. Go with that. And here, however, let's go Hex Nail. Get a little bit of healing up on people and a few more debuffs. It's there. Okay, here we go. Alright. Just kill this one. Thank you.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려 패.
뚫려라.
좋다. 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
Oh fuck. Guess he had too much bleed for the Snail to come in time, unfortunately. Should have kept an eye on that, but it's alright.
어? 이분 좀 똑똑했다. 옛날에 조직에서 싸울 때도 두 대파로 적을 다 밀어버리는 놈이 있었지.
People need to get used to priest rigor.
한 수 배웠네.
사기가 꺾였군. 이 기회에 마음껏 공격해보자고.
You get like a passive or something when blood fiends die. Yeah, so we're gonna get more hard blood now. So Manager Don is going to be a little bit stronger now. Okay. And we are going to make to a fluid sac here. We are taking some damage. The poison sacs are certainly starting to add up. But we're still like down to the last bits of it, so it's alright. They're good. Do that, please. Manager's the squishiest one, huh? Oh, fair enough. As I said, I haven't really used the Blood Fiends too much, so I don't quite know their particular eccentricities.
깔끔한 헤드샷. 머리통 작살났다고.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 몸도 달린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
아까처럼만 해.
아류탄
그럼
총
이번
경례.
시험을 신규시킬 수 있을 거야.
절묘한 한압이었군.
먼저 빠진다.
There we go. It's all good.
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
I mean, he did in this case. He got staggered in like the first round or something. But yeah, it just didn't work out for him. To be fair, these guys do seem to have like their poison might have like contributed to it, and he might have lost some clashes, some further clashes rather. It seemed like he was at half health, so I'm a bit surprised. But alas. Oh, the thumb now, huh? Alrighty then. I wonder if that means we're gonna get some thumb IDs coming out. Like they even like. Yeah. All right, let's go in and see, shall we? All right. Yeah, all good, all good.
슈트가 실시. 가서 할 수 있는 건 다 해보고 오라고.
Alright, so basically a repeat of the fight. If we're just repeating things, then I see no reason not to act in this manner at least. And we are going to use our flashable counter here. Hopefully. Yeah, that's working better.
공로 지원한다. 일처럼 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 돌려라. 전열이 무너졌군. 또 3번 수감자가 헛짓이라도 했나 보군.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah.
타겟 포착 1시간.
Just saying, fighting with the parasol is always classy as hell.
효력사. 사선
대성공이야. 다른 신나. 노래 부를까?
아까처럼만 해. 그럼 이번 전투도 쉽게 갈 수 있을 거야.
How much bleed have you got on you now?
지금은 물론 그럴 여유가 좋은
Alright, you must have expended it. Okay, cool.
달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
Yeah, got another one, another poison dude over here. Alright. I don't think you sort of like drained enough blood for me to want to use this one yet. But ooh, actually, hold up. Really? Why is that such a difference? Oh no, because you're not a flashable counter, you're just a regular counter. Alright. Just dagger bar. Oh, you might be fine. Not sure. I'm gonna go with that. Actually... Getting a little bit extra bleed on people would be rather nice. Help get the blood fiends going.
이러면 쏠 수 있죠?
쏜다.
Turns out we didn't need to use it as a counter sort of thing, but you know what, it's fine.
확실히 훌륭하군. 5번 수갑이라. 덕분에 어긋나온 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위
Just kill
쉽게 하지
themselves.
않아요.
Alright. Over here. Yeah, you just go with the defend. You're probably going to get yourself staggered or something, but that's fine. Not at enough scissors yet, but that's fine. Yeah, alright. Okay, you're out of ammo. Haven't used your big bullet yet, have you? Okay. Yeah, almost there. Yeah, there we go. There you are. Alright. I'm good. Everyone's basically in the end phase now.
적에게 치명상을 입혔습니다. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 가지고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
Now what's this about the thumb?
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한.
What remained inside the hole after the battle was devastating. Many in the audience seats had fled, as seats that were once brimming with people were only half filled. And the candidate zone down here was littered with bodies of candidates who were mauled to death. I suppose that means we'll get to have our go sooner, right? Meanwhile, the jar monsters, having eaten their fill, had already crawled back into the jar. I looked around and saw some candidates still holding tightly onto the treasures they each had brought to the contest, even as they drew their last breaths. In midst of all this destruction stood the cause of this chaos, watching the slaughter play out with assured confidence. I'm glad you had a good turn.
이렇게 우둔하고 나약해서야 어찌 불로를 얻고 불사를 말할 수 있겠느냐?
How can you argue about immortality if you're dead?
어떻습니까? 불로 불사의 단서에 더해 거짓을 구한 자들을 없애는 보배까지 가져왔으니 이것이 저의 답입니다.
Yeah, my answer to immortality is, hey, just don't die. That's the solution to death. Just don't die. Just live. If you live, then you won't die, and therefore you're immortal.
그 항아리에 진흙을 구해왔구나.
살아남지 못한 이들은 가주의 자격을 갖추지 못했다 보는 것이 옳겠죠.
설가반 합격.
Yep, makes sense.
자칫하다가 다 죽어버릴 수 있었는데 합격이라니.
저들의 기준에는 부합되었던 것일 테죠.
겸사겸사 나약한 경쟁자들도 일찌감치 제거해버리고 저자에겐 일석이조였겠군.
A second. Yeah, you were, yeah, you married into Q Corp, right? We done anything with Q Corp before? I think Pabanchalan was P Corp.
혹시라도 2차전에서 만나게 되면 몇 대 후려 갈기는 걸로는 안 끝낼 거다.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
28번째 참가자 사시 가문의 대정.
Oh, sorry, Dajan is dead. 29th candidate, also dead. 30th candidate. Okay, now they're dead. But no one walked up to the platform. Then I would go with Q Corp in the intervallo just earlier. They do talismans. Alright, thank you very much, Psycho, for reminding me. I thought it sounded familiar. I just couldn't quite recall.
모습을 드러내지 않았기에 탈락.
Jia Zheng called a few more names thereafter, but
29번째. 30번째.
Yeah, pretty much as I called it.
언뜻 보기에도 인원이 줄었군.
But none appeared.
어떠들 같으니
확실히 어중이 떠중이들은 전부 죽은 것 같아요.
I'm they were just gonna go into the pit anyway, so.
남은 것들도 죄 지쳐 헐떡이는 것들뿐.
Ryoshu looked around as though she was doing some sort of critique.
어? 저 덩치는
Look at this guy who looks like a big thumb. Yeah, that guy looks like a thumb to me. Do you have a gun sword? Yeah, it looks like a gun sword to me. Or possibly... It doesn't be a rifle. That's a pretty small buttstock if it is.
이런 개새.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ryoshu has history with the fingers.
이야, 어디다가 흘렸는가 했더만 이런 데서 늦자고 없이 나타났지? 야, 눈 마주쳤잖아. 인사하러 오자.
Yeah, I think his cigar fell out. I think he dropped his cigar, unless it's a magic cigar that's able to float as well. It could be, you know. But yeah, if we recall from Library of Ruiner, the thumb highly prizes decorum and formality. You have to behave in a certain way. The highest quality floating cigars, quite. They're Cuban, I think. Yoshu? That guy's talking to you, right? Is Ryoshu's chapter next? Was this going to be foreshadowing for Ryoshu's chapter? Yeah, hierarchy. You also got to be polite as well. Ryoshu's chapter is next. Alright, yep, so foreshadowing indeed. And in a very, very rare display of raw emotion, I wonder if we'll finally get to find out about the pinky. I realized that she was anxious and furious.
알던 분이세요?
뭔 떡뜨거 키가 2m는 되겠는데?
Yeah, one might say that he looks like a thumb.
저자를 바라보지 마세요, 단테. 그리고 여러분들도.
Mm-hmm. Yep, keep in mind hierarchy and formality.
아무 말씀도 하지 마시기를 권고합니다.
Do not speak unless spoken to, shit like that.
그러지. 나한테 말 걸라면 너희들이 급이 되는지는 한번 생각해보고 씹으려야 할 것 아니냐.
저 새끼 손가락이다. 내회.
엄지는 손가락 중 상명하복의 제일 엄격한 조직입니다.
Mm-hmm.
그리고 저자는 엄지의 카포 중에서도 제일 높은 언더보스 직전의 직급. 자그마한 실수가 큰 싸움으로 번질 수 있으니 전부 조용히 해주실 것을 명령해주세요, 단테.
Yeah, because what happened last time we messed with a finger, right? Ended up with Ricardo. I don't know what's going on, but I get it. You're saying that we're this close to having another Ricardo hunting us down, right? Yeah, let's avoid that. Do as Faust asks everyone. Lei Hung began stomping his way through the crowd towards us, casually but forcefully shoving anyone in his way to the sides. His gait was blasé and brutish, but I noticed that his eyes were fixed intently on Ryoshu. It seemed that among the crowd were some people in higher positions as well, but even they either averted their eyes or voluntarily got out of his way. He marched confidently through the frozen crowd, as though he was familiar with this kind of reception, until a cry rang out from the crowd.
에바! 너 지금 어느 안전이라고 남궁현아 도련님의 자리까지 와서 시야를 막는 거냐? 이 자리는 장차 4대 가문이 될 우리 남궁.
You're about to lose your tongue or your jaw at the very least. Instead of a reply, he heard a blast of gunpowder, then saw the right arm of the man who spoke out catapult into the air. The scream muffled as Lei Hung forcibly shoved his giant hand down the man's throat. Then, with the sound of wet meat being pulled apart, he ripped the entire length of the man's tongue out through the mouth. It's very easy when you understand how the fingers work. Don't disobey their various laws, and you can get along just fine.
남궁현아들은 아그들 입단속 못했으니까 오른팔 하나는 내놔야지.
The young master of some prestigious house presented his right hand. Though it was clear that he was utterly terrified, Lei Hung proceeded to grab his hand and break it off his forearm like snapping a twig.
반가운 낯짝 봐서 기준 좀 널널하게 잡아준 것인께 허튼 짓 말고 조심해라.
Yeah. Like it's not me being prescient. Like this, a similar scene happened in Library of Ruiner. Now that scene did just involve like members of the Thumb, but yeah, one of them spoke out of turn, and she was ordered to remove her tongue for breaking the rules. Yeah, still called it. Absolutely, it's how they do things.
거미적은 그립겠어. 하긴 그리울 리가 있겠어. 나도 갈 때마다 기분이 거시기하더만.
Thumbs Capo 4? Really excited for Ryoshu's Canto because in Limbus Steam trailer, 1/10 of the city's population dips at once on February 985. 100 billion? I didn't think there were 100 billion people in the city, or like a trillion people there, rather. Is that the right number? Did I just misunderstand the population? Wow, however. Look, God forbid a girl have hobbies, right?
나중에 얼굴 좀 보자. 그때처럼 한 번 더 칼 쥐는 법 좀 제대로 가르쳐 줄란께. 아야, 그래도 그중엔 내가 제일 만나게 쓰는 법을 가르쳐 줬잖아.
Yeah, like I thought that the city's population was less than that. 1/10 of an absurd number. Okay. Because one trillion is absolutely massive. I don't think that the city's population is that high.
류슈 씨, 아직 때가 아닙니다.
Faust whispered to Ryoshu in a low voice without raising her head.
닥쳐봐.
입사 전의 약속을 아직 기억하시리라. 파우스트는 믿습니다.
어깨에 힘 좀 빼라. 네 데리러 온 것도 아니고 그때처럼 뭘 가르쳐 주려고 온 것도 아닌게. 이 새끼 아직 그 집에 있잖아. 아니?
I guess that's confirmation of something that people had been theorizing for a while. Again, like, I'm not familiar with Ryoshu's source material, but people who were familiar with it suggested that she's got a child. Ryoshu was grabbing the hilt of her sword like she was about to unsheath it. The same sword she refused to unsheath for the duration of our entire journey.
아닌가? 이제 어떤가? 글쎄 뭔 일이 있었디야? 나가 그 사정은 잘 몰라서 말이지. 뭐 그래도 뭔 일이 있긴 했는갑네.
What in tarnation's going on here?
이야, 겁나 재미지다. 근데 니 진짜 그 검 뺄라고?
류슈 씨.
In a quiet but coldly stern voice, Faust calls Ryoshu's name. June when the pop drops, so end of the 12 Sinners. Okay. Ryoshu. That's a ringtone right there.
아따 웃자스까히. 언더보 쓰시면 안 받을라 그래도 안 받을 수가 없겠네. 다음에 네가 애비들 얘기나 거시기 해보자고. 요시다.
Your daddies? The strange man turns around and stomps his way through the crowd again, his booming voice reverberating across the entire hall as he loudly and boisterously answers the call. He's gotta be here for the family hierarch war, right? It depends on... I mean, clearly it's gonna be for Otis's chapter, right? Our lovable war criminal.
누가 가주가 되느냐에 따라 당분간의 H사 방향이 결정되니 다양한 자들의 이권이 보이지 않는 곳에서부터 눈앞에까지 펼쳐질 테죠.
그래도 히스클리프 씨 이번에는 잘 참아줬네요. 중지 때처럼 사고 치면 어쩔까 걱정했는데.
엄지는 나도 조직 생활 때 몇 번 얽혀봐서 알아. 그리고 중지 거는 나도 진짜 몰랐던 거고. 그리고 저 자식 아마
우리가 마주쳤던 리카르도보다도 강하고 위협적인 강자로 판단된다.
Oh boy.
엄지는 엄지대로 어마무시하구려. 중지와는 다른 흉악한 폭력성.
As we were all sharing our impressions of Lei Hong, I found Ryoshu frozen in place. Same position she had been in when Lei Hong walked past her, spacing out.
소집까지인가?
Okay. Pinky is getting name dropped now. Oh, that's a mistake there. Ryoshu muttered something to herself. As even further chaos was about to overtake the crowd and the candidates. 300 million out of 6.7 billion. Okay. I mean, wouldn't be the first time something like that happened. I mean, how many people did the pianist kill? How many people would have died in the smoke war? How many people would have died in that particular bad end of Library of Ruiner? Or hell, in the third bad end of Lobotomy Corporation.
32번째 참가자 가치우.
Jia Zheng called upon the next candidate. And at the mere mention of the name, the chaos that had swallowed the hall immediately settled into a hushed silence. Alright, so got Confucius over here. Jia Qi walked up to the platform, unaccompanied by his own faction, but not alone. Who are these people next to Jia Qi? That was definitely Confucius, right? Because I know it was used in a slightly different name for Confucius, which means I didn't sort of like hit on it immediately. Yeah, because like Jia Qi could be referring to they reference him being from the Kong clan, which is Kongqi, and Kongqi would normally be called Kongji or Confuci, which Confucius, and his followers had the names of Zhigong and Zhilu, which could be referencing Yuan Wuxi and Zhongyu, Confucius's disciples. So, yeah, Jia Qi is Confucius. Didn't Kyoto kill a whole bunch of people when she awakened? Well, she killed us when she awakened. Absolutely. Virgilius had to step in to subdue her. Thankfully, when the sinners die, they were able to resurrect them. So yeah, who are those people next to Jia Qi? Yeah, she did rampage, but it was like inside like the containment cell, I believe. So it was just us in the room with her. I could be mistaken, but that was my understanding of it. And yeah, Virgilius did take care of it, although he did look rather worn out after it.
저는 초면이네요.
So I wonder if these will be other disciples of Confucius here.
아, 그렇다면 저분이 가치우 형님이 찾은 불로불사의 답인가 보네요.
대체 어떤 사람들이길래?
전투적으로 그렇게 뛰어난 자들 같지는 않아 보이건만.
오히려 불안한 듯이 연신 두리번거리시네요.
저자는 도서관의 생존자라고 파우스트는 생각합니다.
Oh shit, I need to have a look at those people again. Survivors.
피할 수 없었던 어떤 불가항력에서 유일하게 살아남아 그것을 설명할 수 있게 된 자일 수도요.
1차 심사 참가자.
Jiache didn't spend much time behind the curtains. He walked out soon after, steely expression unchanged from when he entered it.
증언을 들어보니 확실하구나. 도시의 별을 넘어 결국 사라져버린 그곳에서 살아나온 이가 맞다.
당시 초대장을 구하지 못한 것이 이제 와서 아쉬운 일로 남게 되었군요.
합격.
Jiache's expression did not budge.
긴장이라는 걸 하긴 했을까?
그럼 남은 참가자는 더 이상 없나?
They're from a general reception. You remember in Thumb Meeting, one of the syndicate leaders is angry and gets killed? They're part of his syndicate and went to the library to avoid the purge. Okay, so is from the Thumb chapter. That damn scene, I want to bloody double check. But, thank you. Alan and Hanafuda. Alright. Hanafuda! Alright. So they're from the, they're from the general... Yeah, the general receptions, gotcha, alright. I remember using Alan's key page a lot, actually, because he had, like, the PS power-up. Hanafuda was weird, I didn't really use that one, but, yeah.
이 자리에 와주신 4대 가문 모두에게
We still need to go.
잠깐만요.
Unlike Jiache, whose appearance plunged the hall into utter stillness, Honglu's sudden interjection roused the room to a roaring chaos of confusion once again. But yeah, thanks for elaborating on that. I don't think I would have recommended... Well, I clearly didn't recognize Alan and Hanafuda on sight. I don't think I would have recognized them even being aware that they're from Ruiner. Because obviously they didn't have their own sprites back then.
뭐? 아직 마지막 참가자가 남은 것 같아서요.
그게 무슨 말이냐? 심사에 나서는 자들의 내역은 이것으로.
제가 남았거든요.
I think he's trying to give Honglu another chance to back out by not calling him.
가시 가문의 보옥이 가주 심사에 참가합니다.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴
So,
것 없이
declaration of participation. Let's go.
우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
저거 가보옥 아니야?
저게 왜 이런 자리예요? 아니, 그보다 뭘 참가한다고?
예상은 하고 있었지만 엄청나게 시선을 끌고 있네요.
자자, 우러러 보시게. 마지막 용사들이 이곳에 당도하였으니.
Thanks for announcing us, Don. I do appreciate it.
이상 씨, 왜 다른 일행인 척하고 있어? 이렇게 된 거 그냥 손이라도 흔들어.
Look, he's an introvert, Gregor. Let him. Guys, I don't think they're taking the announcement too well.
대부분이 당혹감 속에 턱을 일정 이상 벌리고 있거나 분노와 심려가 가득한 얼굴로 소리를 지르고 있다.
As Maso observed, I realized that the chaos wasn't restricted to the audiences. The candidates were starting to get agitated too.
저런 놈이지. 겉으로는 실실 웃다가 쥐도 새도 모르게 주변을 멸해버리는 그 더러운 성정.
The King in Yellow is indeed back. Again, like I've said this before, but Limbus Company's really good at like neat-looking suits.
어떻게 된 거야? 보호기는 가주대전 참가 안 하는 거 아니었어? 결국 저 멍청이가
분. 너 뭐 하는 거지?
아까 가만에서 소드 씨가 요슈 씨가 그 말하면 제 목숨을 걸고 칼을 붙들고 있으라 했어요.
Hey there, half meltless MF. Absolutely, I support the LGBT.
아이씨, 그냥 히스클리프 씨도요. 그냥 싹 다 패버리자 같은 말을 하면
Getting Sinclair to make sure that the two most bloodthirsty members are in control.
이런 광경은 오랜만이네요.
정숙하시오. 네 몸에 생책이라도 나면 어쩌려는 겠냐? 지금이라도 물어거라. 어서.
가볼게요, 아버지.
33번째 참가자 가시 가문의 오 앞으로.
단테님, 준비되셨죠?
I don't know.
그리고 로슈 씨도요?
Well, that's just that's fairly standard there, half.
뭐든지 썰고 싶다. 기분이 굉장히 더럽거든.
파우스트 씨 진짜 괜찮겠죠?
괜찮은 것이 아니라 하더라도 해야 하는 것은 해야 하는 것입니다.
South spoke sternly.
나는 여전히 이 계획이 그리 마음에 들지 않소.
사실 누구도 이 계획을 두 팔 벌려 환영하는 사람은 없어요. 아니, 대부분.
Honglu, Ryoshu, and I walked up to the platform. Up close was much larger, grander, and more imposing than I thought it'd be.
선을 넘어서 들어오거라.
Guess Ryoshu's going to cut Honglu in half and we're gonna resurrect him. Once we walked past the curtains as instructed, we saw Jia Yuanchun, Jiamu, and Jia Zheng waiting for us inside.
출가의 생에서 어떠한 심정의 변화가 있었는진 모르겠으나 네가 가주에 도전하는 진귀한 광경을 보게 될 줄이야.
오랜만이에요, 누님. 큐사에서의 생활은 무사 평안하셨나요?
많은 것을 보고 배웠지. 네가 그랬을 것처럼 보가.
I mean, time's a currency in T-Corp, right? Space is essentially like land today, right? Like, think of people with like large properties. Honestly, it's easier to understand as a type of currency than time.
이곳에 발걸음을 한 연유가 이것이었느냐?
죄송해요, 할머님. 세간에 밝히지 않는 편이 좋을 것 같았어요.
그렇느냐? 의사를 밝힌 이상 물러날 곳은 없겠지. 그래, 네가 가지고 온 답은 무엇이더냐?
정말 많은 분들이 이 자리에 서서 각자가 찾은 것에 대해 알려주려 했을 거라고 생각해요. 그러니 번잡스럽게 첫마디의 말보다는 눈앞에서 보여드리는 편이 여러모로 좋으실 테죠.
Bonglu gave Yoshu a nod.
네, 괜찮아요.
저희가 그들에게 보여줄 수 있는 답은
Fair enough. I think I know the movie that you're talking about. I remember watching that. It's different from the way that time is used in T Corp, at least. But your lifespan was visualized in obviously time. In time. I don't think that's the movie I'm thinking of. I don't quite recall the name of the one I was thinking of. Let me just double check. In time. Maybe it is? That might be the movie I was thinking of. Yeah, it is the movie I was thinking of. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Uses time from one's lifespan as its primary currency with the clock in your arm. I was a little bit disappointed by that movie. I thought it could have done more with the concept. Like, it started off strong, and then it sort of like just became a bit of an action movie. So, yeah. It was a disappointment for me. Yeah. Solid idea, poor execution. Anyway, we're going to take our second break, so we will be right back. All right, I have returned. Oh, hey! Sorry, I was just looking up movies of that era, and I was like, I think I watched Real Steel at that point in time, which I thought was a much better movie. I really enjoyed Real Steel, but it looks like there's a trailer coming out for a Real Steel 2 sometime this year. I need to double check that. Is that actually real or what? Yeah, with like Hugh. No, I think that might be a fake one. Stupid searching. Yeah, that looks like a fake one. So it just came up immediately, so I went to like double check it, and yeah, I can't see any information elsewhere about there being a real one to it. Yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah, like I enjoyed Real Steel. That was a good movie. All right, let's get back to the game, shall we? So, yeah. Step
단테 씨의 힘으로 언제든 살아날 수 있는 생, 그 자체입니다.
Yeah, pretty much what I thought was going to happen.
그리고 그걸 제일 극적으로 보여주기 위해서는
Just a vertical slice, huh? Lovely. Yep.
그래. 이건 인정해야겠네.
Yeah, we demonstrated something, that's for sure.
지금까지 나온 참가자 중에서 제일 지루하지 않았다, 보호가.
아, 그렇다면 제가 눈앞에서 목숨을 잃는 편이 제일 효과적이겠네요? 그것도 아주 확실하게요.
그렇습니다.
그럼 저희 중 한 명이 홍루 씨를 목숨을 잃게끔 만들어야 한다는 건가요?
Should just get a Shiki to use his mystic eyes of death perception to cut him to pieces, right? That might actually, as long as you like don't hit the points, like that, he should still be able to come back from that, right?
야, 허감이 뭐 그리 거창해. 우리 처음 만났을 때 기억 안 나냐?
그렇다면 히스클리프 군은 홍루 군을 아무렇지 않게 살해할 수 있다는 것인가?
Yeah, just don't have to hit the nodes. After all, Arkawade came back.
살해? 야, 또 뭐 말을 그렇게?
더 이상 악인들이 아닌 동료들을 해치는 건 싫네.
다행이라 해야 할지 모르겠지만 저희 중에서 고통 없고 신속하면서 동시에 아무런 가책이 없이 이 작전을 도와주실 분이 계시는 듯하군요.
Yeah. He still came back though. But could also be killed via the points. And everyone immediately turned to look at.
그래서 어떤 모양으로 베면 되지? 뇌횡, 그 새끼 어디부터 먹었지?
Yeah. It's been a while since I played Tsukihime. And I've only played the original Tsukihime. I haven't played the remake yet. I do own it, but they've got it on the fucking Switch. I'm less likely to play Switch games, so I haven't gotten around to it yet. It seems that slicing Honglu in half did nothing to distract Ryoshu from her own thoughts. Ryoshu was the bad bitch I pulled by begging for myself. Xiaomu watched us in silence, motionless in her seat.
뇌까지 절단했군.
Yeah, and as we know, the brain is very important for resurrection in the city. I mean, it's on console as like other consoles as well. The point I'm making is that it's not on PC. And it should fucking be on PC. Like, I don't know what the hell NASA was thinking with, oh, we want people to play visual novels on consoles in the living room on their TV. I want to fucking play it on PC in my room, okay? Don't tell me how I can play my game. That's how I want to play it, okay? Yeah, Witch on the Hill is... I did eventually get put onto PC, but Tsukihime Remake is not yet on PC. It hasn't been announced for PC. I'm hoping that it does, but I want to play it on my Stream Deck. Like, honestly, like, you play games how you want. If you find it more enjoyable, like playing in your living room, that's fine. If you want to play, like, if you want to play Doom on a pregnancy test, like, go ahead, knock yourself out. I want to play on my computer in my room. That's how I play, like, my big games. I don't play console games on TV these days. Like, that's just not me. So don't decide that that's how you want people to play their games and shit. And not release it on other systems. That's fucking bullshit, alright? That's a stupid excuse.
이 아이는 이제 생명보험으로도 되살아나지 못할 것이다.
자, 이제 어떻게 나올 테냐? 뭘 하더라도 본래의 옥으로 돌아오진 못할 터. 가문의 보석을 망가뜨린 죄값은
시계 돌려.
And so it turned, in one of the most high-intensity situations I'd ever termed it. The muscle fibers, the nerves, the flesh that was split, all begin to reconnect like a rewinding videotape. Huh? Wait. Why doesn't this hurt at all? Ryoshu's skill with the sword was no joke. I didn't feel even the slightest bit of discomfort. I doubt Honglu even realized that he was dying.
우리 보기가 못 본 사이에 담대해진 게 분명하구나.
짐승 냄새.
Dark shadows had appeared outside the curtains, surrounding us before I even realized what was happening.
소, 닭, 용, 원숭이, 흑수군.
Okay, yeah, so the Heisho packs are based on the Chinese zodiac. I've got the other different animals being represented here.
불도 불사에 해답을 찾아오라 하였지. 금기를 무시하고 난장을 피우라 한 것은 아니었는데.
Yeah, and bringing someone back after destruction of their brain is considered a taboo.
이전에 H사를 이끌던 그 가문이 멸문한 지 그리 오래되지도 않았다. 조율자와 발톱이 다시 이 홍원에서 가문을 도륙내게 하는 것은 용납될 수 없는.
Jia Yuan-chun appeared ready to command the Heisho to kill us all, but Jiamu silenced her with a wave of her hand.
기다리거라.
가문님, 부활이 끝나면 틀림없이 머리가...
Old H Corp was destroyed by Bina before destruction of Old Carmen's lab. Okay. That's fairly recent then. Yeah, not been long. No yeah, okay. Thank you for the reminder there, Meta.
그러니 그 전에 끝내야.
일각만 기다리거라. 판단이 섣부르면 반드시 놓치는 것이 있기 마련. 나는 우리의 보물과 불로불사의 탄서 두 가지 모두 놓치고 싶지 않구나.
And Honglu was whole again.
아, 감사해요, 루시님. 정말 아무런 아픔도 느껴지지 않았어요. 그리고 단테님도요.
Yeah. Like it hasn't been a super long time or anything like that.
별말.
할머니, 그리고 원춘 누님. 보셨죠? 이게 제가 찾은 불로불사의 방법이랍니다.
오지 않는 건가?
부시불보, 시후미도.
If aught be owed, a swift vengeance shall arrive in time, simply yet to return. Jiamu's quiet utterance seems to dissipate the forces that had surrounded us outside the curtains.
가주심사 1차 참가자 가복 합격이란다.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Chinese poetry, so I can't really comment on that, unfortunately.
가시복 합격. 무슨 술수를 쓴 거지?
분명 홍원을 떠나 한량 같은 여행이나 다닌다 들었는데 그 사이 무슨 묘수를 가져온 거야?
1차 심사 종료. 합격자들은 곧바로 내일 열릴 2차 심사를 준비하라. 2차 심사와의 간극 간 후보자끼리 서로 위해를 가하는 것은 금지되어 있다. 이것은 유일한 규칙으로 위반한 후보자는 즉시 탈락된다는 점 양지하길 바란다. 이상.
As soon as Xiao Zheng announced the end of the first round, everyone in the audience seats began rushing towards the first floor, sorry. Getting mixed up with that crowd's probably not a great idea. Let's get out of here.
네, 저희는 곧바로 홍로 씨의 방으로 이동하도록 하죠.
And we decided to slip out of here before the curious crowd swept us away. However, as we turned around to leave... so back with his companions, his disciples, stood Jia Che in our path.
아, 치우 형님이시군요. 1차 대전에 합격한 걸 축하드려요.
도련님도 합격하셨다죠? 축하드려요.
Yeah, and Zhigong, again with the disciples of Confucius.
평생토록 가주 자리에는 일말의 관심조차 보이지 않으셨던 도련님이 어쩐 일로 이렇게 주목을 한 몸에 받으며 가주대전에 나오셨을지.
뭐 갑자기 욕심이 날 수도 있는 거 아니겠어?
욕심을 낸 건 도련님이 아니라 그대들의 회사가 아닐런지.
It's still a surge of ambition. Well, if our last meeting didn't confirm it, it sure seems like they know us well.
테두리 안에 입자 하였건을 벌써 가생이에서 난장을 피우다니. 가시춘의 뜻에 휘둘리는 걸로 상황이 끝날 것이라 여겼는데.
I wonder if we can get Jia Jichun to end up as being the head of H Corp and have her win. Like that'd be nice.
주군, 도련님을 너무 과대평가한 게 아니신지요?
Pawns can indeed promote. I don't think Hong Lu's promoted here, admittedly. He's still basically going along with others' whims.
아직도 너는 아무것도 하지 않으면 아무 일도 일어나지 않을 거라 믿는 것이냐?
Yeah. The belief that inaction is a path without consequences. Hong Lu has chosen to detach himself from everything around him. That's why he's always so light with everything, doesn't take anything seriously, doesn't do anything of his own volition. He seeks to avoid consequences. I disagree with that. Like, inaction is a choice in and of itself. It's the whole idea of apathy, right?
전에 인사도 제대로 못 드렸네요, 치우 형님.
Yeah, inaction does lead to consequences. Like that's like anyone who knows anything about politics would be able to understand this.
가시 가문의 보호, 정식으로 인사드립니다. 성인이 된 이후론 정식으로 얼굴을 맞대고 인사드리는 게 처음이네요. 그나저나 이화 형님과 경도 씨의 머리는 원래대로 잘 붙여주었나요?
Heathcliff was the first to let out a flabbergasted gasp before the other sinners followed suit.
홍원의 형제자매끼리는 항상 저런 식으로 인사를 주고받는 게 일상인가 보죠?
보차 씨가 유별나게 상냥한 타입이었나 봐.
탓할 이유가 없는 물음을 던지는가. 일말의 준비도 없이 제 차례가 왔다며 맨몸으로 불길에 뛰어들었나. 여전히 같은 생각이라면 지금까지 그랬던 것처럼 눈에 띄지 않고 조용히 있는 것이 옳았을 텐데.
네, 걱정해 주셔서 감사해요.
관조를 흉내내는 말버릇은 도통 고치질 못하나 보구나.
Honestly, fair. Pretending to be all wise and knowledgeable. Like, oh, I've discovered this new philosophical idea that if I do nothing, I can be blamed for nothing. It's very like teenager has like read like one chapter of a philosophy book and suddenly thinks that they're a genius. I suppose coming from Confucius here, yeah.
제가 그랬나요?
Noticing Xiaqi's hand tighten around his weapon, Ishmael quickly jumped in. The teenager has developed deep truths of the universe, quite.
아, 1차 심사 통과한 후보자끼리 죽이면 안 된다던 규칙, 저만 기억하는 건 아니죠? 계속 위협적으로 나오신다면 저희도 다음 수단을 쓸 수밖에 없다는 점을 알아주시면 좋겠는데요. 오티스 씨, 준비는 끝내둔 거죠?
지원군들은 지금 건물 앞까지 도착한 상태다.
I mean, like, she's just pointing out the rules. There is that established rule that, like, yes, during the examination, people were able to kill each other, but they can't do that now, so I guess we'll see.
우리한테 지원군이 있어.
Heathcliff! Heathcliff.
그래서 섣불리 행동하는 것은 2차 선발을 두고 쓸데없는 무력전이 벌어질 수도 있다는 거지.
허장성세로구나. 애당초 무력은 처음부터 내세울 도리가 아니라 생각한다마는.
Yeah, not fooling anyone. Heathcliff's not helping.
여기서 너희와 겨룰 생각은 없다. 가보. 제 그릇에 맞지 않은 것을 담으려 하면 큰 화를 피하지 못할 것이다.
그러나 부딪혀 깨어지고 싶다면 그 또한 순리며 섭리일 테죠.
And with that, they turned around and left us. Seeing that they were here only to give us a warning.
조마조마했어요. 가치우 씨랑 그 흑수들이랑 맞붙게 되면
눈치챈 것 같긴 하지만 합은 좋았네요, 오티스 씨.
It is the first time that Ishmael and Otis sort of worked together. Like, Ishmael's definitely one to insult Otis.
무례하게 짝이 없는 놈들이었다. 말하는 내내 우리는 쳐다도 보지 않더군.
Shui Bao Chai. Sorry, excuse me. Shui Bao Chai peeked out from a pillar before walking up to Hong Lu.
1차 심사 합격한 거 축하해, 보호가. 정말 어떻게 된 일이야? 네가 가주대전에 나올 줄은 꿈에도 몰랐는데.
보차 누나도 1차 심사에서 합격한 걸 축하해.
나한테 숨겼을 정도면 모두에게 알려지지 않길 바랐던 거지?
맞아. 아마 나 때문에 다들 시끌벅적해졌을 것 같네.
괜히 미안해지는구만. 본의 아니게 속인 셈이 되어버렸어.
뭐 어때요? 뻔뻔해지자고요.
이렇게 된 거 네가 가주대전에 나가게 된 걸 다행으로 여기려고. 왜냐하면 내가 가주대전에 나간 사이에 네가 또다시 대관원을 떠날지도 모른다고 생각했거든. 그렇게 되면 너무 섭섭하잖아. 그러니 가주대전에서라도 계속 볼 수 있게 되어서 다행이야.
You don't want people to recognize that you're weak, though, when you're putting on a bluff, though. You don't want people to see through it. Heathcliff definitely harming things there.
마주치게 되면 누구보다 반갑게 인사해주기야.
Shui Bao Chai left us to rejoin her faction, waving sweetly as she did so. Yoshu is cute there. So, let me have a quick look around, see if there's any more sort of like artwork to admire. Ooh. Oh hey, there's the pit, I guess. Maybe going into like the secrets of the family, maybe. Okay. So anyway, over here. So, okay. So 8:14. Here we go.
돌아오셨습니까, 도련님?
응. 좋은 밤이야, 스핀.
Sheeran bowed wordlessly in that same detached coldness that we sensed earlier. She did not seem at all excited about her master's success today, nor did she appear to be concerned about him.
보옥 도련님께 서신 하나가 도착했습니다. 너무도 확연하게 봉투에 인장이 뜯겨 있다고 생각하지 않나요? 전달하는 것까지가 저의 일일 뿐. 온전한 형태로 지켜야 한다는 건 제 소임이 아닙니다.
Yep. Work according to your instructions.
웅우 씨, 이분 당신의 시종 맞나요?
괜찮아요. 틀린 말은 아닌걸요?
스빈, 일로 와봐. 가령이랑 비석치기를 하기로 했었는데 왜 계속 보이지 않아? 그게 말이죠. 그러니까요, 도련님. 지난번에 숫자를 어디까지 외우셨죠?
Completely changing the subject.
그때 나랑 스빈이랑 열이라는 숫자까지 배웠지. 그러면 100밤까지만 자고 나면 돌아오실 거예요. 100이라는 건 10밤 보내는 걸 10번 반복하면 되는 거랍니다. 와, 그렇구나. 스비는 엄청 똑똑하네. 자라나면 다 자연스럽게 배우는 것이니까요. 스빈, 10밤을 10번 넘게 보냈는데 가령은 여전히 코빼기도 보이지가 않아.
But kid, you were supposed to forget.
제가 가령 도련님이 돌아온다고 했었던가요? 100밤까지만 자고 나면 다시 돌아온다고 했어. 100밤 가지고서는 택도 없어요, 도련님. 1000밤은 지나야 할 거려. 극고를 당했는데. 그렇구나. 스비는 역시 언제나 똑똑하네. 가령 도련님은 수년이 지났지만 여전히 몸이 썩어 들어가고 있대요, 도련님. 지금은 몸의 절반이 넘는 부위를 쓸 수 없대요. 저번에 내가 시킨 대로 환약을 주었는데도 그러니? 도련님이 주신 환약은 아무짝에도 쓸모가 없었대요. 뇌까지 같이 썩은 거라 원래대로 회복될 일은 거의 없다고 다른 식솔들이 말하는 걸 들었거든요. 몸이 전혀 제 기능을 하지 못하는 거예요. 죽는 게 나을 정도죠. 그러니까 이제 헛된 기대는 하지 마세요. 스비는 언제나 똑똑하네.
관리자님, 그럼 편지를 읽겠습니다.
Definitely not a normal family. Right. Yeah. As I stood there pondering, Otis walked up to the front with the letter in hand.
소드 과장이로군.
Also, they're fucking rich as hell. Like, that's got to twist a family. Money does things to a person's brain. Probably more so than the rot that affected that guy.
여러분,
1차 대전을 합격했다는 소식은 들었어요. 사실은 그 전부터 미리 쓴 편지랍니다. 합격하지 못했으면 이 편지를 받지도 못했을 테니까요.
Thanks, Dad.
뭐야? 축하 행사는 접어두죠. 본 게임은 2차 대전부터니까요. 다른 후보들은 이미 2차 대전에 대한 정보를 암암리에 공유하며 작전을 구상하고 있을 게 분명한데 당신들은 어디에도 끼지 못한 채 고립되어 있다가 숙소로 돌아와 제 편지를 읽고 있겠죠.
이 인간 어디서 지켜보고 있는 거 아니야?
I mean, she just knows how we work, right?
그래도 안심하세요. 2차전은 여러분의 한해 작전이랄 게 필요 없는 난전이자 연전이니까 항상 하던 대로 싸움만 하면 된답니다.
에?
당신들이 가장 자신 있는 특기 분야죠?
아니.
This is, no, it's a metaphor, half. Like, it's just a note, and, like, the way that's, like, echoing, like, it represents that, this is Saud's voice. It's not actually being heard by people. This isn't how Otis sounds mimicking Saud. This is just a literary technique.
더 자세하게 말하고 싶어도 이 편지는 분명 다른 후보가 속한 세가나 일파가 먼저 뜯어보았을 거예요. 여러분은 지금까지의 감과 패기로 원하는 걸 얻어내야 하는 겁니다. 다시 한번 말하지만 저희의 목표는 하나니까요.
2등을 하여 황금가지를 얻는다 라는 맥락인 것 같다.
Thanks, thank you, Captain Obvious.
그럼 물러가도록 하죠. 마지막으로 편지를 허락 없이 읽은 자들에게는 대대손손 저주가 내릴 것이고 가는 곳마다 불운이 생기며 하는 일마다 망하여
I cast explosive runes. The bottom part of the letter's been torn off, huh?
무시무시한 끝맺음이네요.
뭐 2차 심사에 대해 더 아는 사람 없나? 마음만 심란해졌는데.
Look, we're great at blundering around stupidly. Excellent. I'd say we're pros at it. She knows that we're pros at it because she was with us in Canto too.
자세한 규칙은 현장에서 직접 들어보는 편이 제일 정확할 듯하군요. 듣는 귀와 보는 눈은 어디에든 숨어 있을 듯하니.
관리자님, 문 앞에서 인기척이 느껴집니다.
말이 끝나자마자 기습이냐?
지준.
그건 아닐 거예요.
젠장, 다들 무기를 들고 전투 태세를.
Despite our rush, the person by the door was none other than Jia Jichun. She wore an expression that we had grown quite familiar with by now, an interesting combination of annoyance and disappointment.
혹시나 싶었는데 역시나네.
I don't know. Maybe it takes you a while to learn things. Did you see what South wrote about us? She just basically told us to continue bumbling around like idiots. You should probably treat us more that way.
이렇게 덥석 문 열어주는 꼴을 보아하니.
근데 저희 서로 말 안 하기로 했던 거 아니었?
I mean, we've had some character development over the cantos. Yi Sung's definitely become like a little bit less depressed. Don is just acting now, and gained her memories back. Individual characters sometimes get smarter, but the group never learns anything. True. It's like a black hole of stupidity.
우리가 좀 조심성이 없긴 했지.
하지만 저희를 죽이러 올 암살자분들 중에서 노크를 할까 말까 망설이고 있을 만큼 친절한 분은 없을 것 같았거든요.
I fucking loved rushing into the casino. That was great.
아까 가주대전에서 가모랑 원춘 언니 앞에서 일부러 죽는 모습을 내보였지. 그리고 다시 살아났던 거고.
맞아.
그렇게까지 하는 이유가 뭐야? 오빠는 왜 갑자기 가주가 되려는 거야, 대체? 봐봐, 지금도 누구보다 가주 따위엔 관심 없는 듯한 얼굴을 하고 있으면서 정말 저들이 시켰다는 게 다인 거야?
시춘, 만약에, 진짜 만약에 우리의 목표가 1등이 아닐 수도 있지 않을까?
Can't keep a secret. I mean, to be fair, I do want to be honest with Zichun, so...
그걸 누가 믿어?
그렇지, 나라도 안 믿겠다.
아무튼 포섭이나 협상을 하러 온 건 아니야. 그건 이제 오빠랑 죽어도 두 번 다시는 안 해.
And yet you came here to talk with us.
곧 밤이 찾아올 거니까. 달빛도 제대로 들지 않을 만큼 어두웠잖아, 오빠 방은.
곧 초대받지 않은 객들이 급습할 거다 라는 뜻인가?
이 상황에서 제일 눈엣 가시가 된 오빠를 가만 내버려둘 리가 없지.
Didn't they warn us early that round 2 candidates are prohibited from hurting each other? Yeah, and murder's illegal. Yet here we are.
서로를 직접적으로 죽이는 것만 피하라는 뜻이었나?
맞아. 우회적인 경로를 통해서는 어떤 식으로든 상관없다는 거지. 그러니 오빠의 시종들도 믿지 마.
Goons! Hired goons!
직접 여기로 와줘서 고마워, 시춘.
내일은 정말로 적으로 만나는 거야. 이제 와서 바뀌는 것도 없을 테지만 내일이면.
Jia Zichun stumbled over her words, trailed off, and turned around and left as though she swallowed what she wanted to say. That would be nice. I would like to see Zichun ascend ahead. Although I also worry that she might be too nice to be able to get that far.
사실 아가씨께서 여기로 발걸음한다고 하셨을 때 3번을 말렸습니다.
Hi, Ina. How you going?
저의 위치에서 3번이나 말린 것은 가당치 않은 일이긴 합니다만.
How many candidates passed round 1 out of the 34? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think about 6, maybe? Possibly more. At least from what we saw, it looked like about 6, or including us. Could always be some that passed off screen as well. Untold amount at the beginning. Stated only 10 would pass, so 10 or less. Okay. It sounds about right. Uh, 12 would be thematic, though, as it would go with, like, the Chinese zodiac. But, yeah.
그만큼 아가씨께서는 쉽지 않은 선택을 하셨다는 걸 알아주십시오.
실례인 질문일 수도 있지만 그쪽 상황은 좀 괜찮으신가요?
최선을 다해낼 생각입니다. 부디 마주칠 일이 없길 진심으로 바라겠습니다.
동감이요. 저들과는 서로 해를 가할 일은 없게 되길 바라고 싶구려.
Absolutely, Ina. 100%. It's been established, like, from the very start that Honglu's family is pretty messed up. So I'm not surprised, unfortunately. And, like, there are people who are like that, unfortunately, in real life. Just think about some of the expectations that some parents place upon people. Like, this game might exaggerate things, but, like, it all remains socially relevant. Isn't it screwed up describes everything in this game? And it all comes down to capitalism. Like, everything is just a symptom. Capitalism is the cause.
뭐, 그게 생각만큼 마음대로 되겠냐?
Heathcliff sounded just as uneasy. I mean, Gregor's also started off with being genetically experimented with and treated as a test subject. So... Alright, so we're gonna get... Yep, intruders. Okay. So we're coming up on, like, the end of when I normally finish streaming. Anyone who's finished, like, section 1 here, are we coming up close on the end? Would I be able to get through this in, like, another hour? Or would that be pushing it? About how long time-wise is left is what I'm asking, because I'm willing to go a little bit longer, if we could, like, knock it out tonight. So... It's like I don't precisely know how many more chapters there is left. There's a few battles left. Does it end at like 8:18 or something? Like, that seems to be what people have been marking as spoilers, I guess. $8:18. Alright, let's continue. It's not like I've got work tomorrow or anything. I don't think I've got anything planned tomorrow. 19? 18 or 19? That sounds good to me. I'm happy to continue. Alright, let's proceed. Okay, let's go.
다리에 동물면 이지러지게 마련 불이 차면 덤천하기 마련 모든 불은 꺼져야 하기에 밤은 고요하다.
때가 되었네요.
오감을 곤두세워라. 어이, 이 건물에 침입자가 올 수 있는 경로는 어떤 것이 있지?
일단 상대 쪽에서 암습을 하겠다고 마음을 먹으면 어디든 가능한 모양이더라고요.
They're in the walls.
한 번은 침대 밑에서부터 나오신 적도 있었으니까요.
그건 진짜 무섭겠네요.
Yoshu was leisurely puffing her cigarette as the sinners were looking around in full alert, suddenly pointed up.
위. 선장, 무언가 내려앉는 인기척이 느껴졌다.
아, 천장에 내려앉은 거면 이미 이 방 밖에도 몇 명 더 포진되어 있겠네요.
Hong Lu spoke casually, as though he was expecting to have them join us for tea or something.
이야, 감이 좋은데.
So if I had to guess another Heisho pack, the sinners all whipped around and swung their weapons toward the voice, but the assassin dodged back with ease and began chugging from a gourd in his hand. Not quite a Heisho pack, but we do have a drunken master apparently, so this is possibly a concern.
이 냄새.
Booze?
설마 저 자식 이 와중에 술 처먹고 있는 거냐?
Yep.
밤중에 일하러 나온 것도 서러운데 술까지 못 마시면 무슨 낙으로 일하겠나. 목표는 가복 도련님 하나다. 빨리 죽이고 돌아가지.
With that, the enemies began flooding into the room.
나라면 인원들을 좀 더 후방에 배치하겠어.
30 Podal Assailant.
응원하라고 쓰여 있는데?
Alright, so slash, bleed, bleed, bleed. There's a lot of bleed. You know what? I'm fine with this. I got blood fiends with me. Alright, yeah. Oh, prioritize Hong Lu. At 70% HP, this unit failed to hit Hong Lu, gain attack power down. At less, inflict more bleed, huh? Alright. And sounding type is Podal. 10% damage from unopposed, deal 30% damage with counterattacks. Alright, well, better cut them down then. Alright. Oh. Alright, that's interesting. Yeah, this looks a bit better to me. Dominate. Yeah, impale. Yeah, here we go.
사격개시.
꿰뚫려라!
사선이 비었어요.
Extra shot. Beautiful.
쟤네 좀 봐. 속이 메스꺼워 보여.
And they want to tusk cookies. Alright. Yeah, so thankfully they're a little bit low on HP there. But technically Dante is managing them based on... oh, with the win rate. Yes, yes. Yeah, go there. Guess we've only got one choice there. Demolish. Yeah, return fire. Go with you have a red vulnerability? No, slashing. Alright. I've got like a little bit of a positive there on damage. Oh well. Yeah, there we go.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
좋아, 잘하구만.
전열이 무너졌고.
사람을 영입해야 하는 건데.
Excellent. Hard blood is active. And yeah, let's use the AoE, I think. What do we want to use the counter? Resonance. And defense, perhaps? Nah, I'll go with this. Yeah, over there. Go with scissors. Sacrifice. And yeah, take the shot. Alright.
떨거지는 잘라낸다. 다리우스 소통을 탈취.
적에게 치명상을 입혔기에 관리자님께서 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 가지고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
Okay.
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
Yeah, over here. We're going to activate Hex Snail. Just get some debuffs on them going. And we're totally gonna go for the bullseye on you. Hopefully finish you off. Sorry, excuse me. Ram. Scissors and scissors. Excellent.
자, 차디, 나를 따라해보는 거야. 짜잔.
And Hex Nail does slashing damage, which these guys don't like either, which is nice. Someone's about to get blown up.
이제야 실력이 좀 되시네요.
확실히 훌륭하군. 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
I do see what people mean about Baba Otis not necessarily being able to absorb enough Blood Beast. Like, it seems like everyone else is taking it. Oh well. Yeah, go with that. Over here. Yeah, go with that. What's going on here?
아류산 초평열 80 갈라지는 쏟아내라 꿰뚫려라
와, 엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한 걸.
저택을 안내해주지.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
영원히 잠들어.
두드려 패.
이번에 네 피부 있어?
Oh, she's got a mask on.
네 피부
먼저
있어?
빠진다.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책.
Well done.
피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을까.
Alright, yep, so Night Ambush.
다를 것 없이 마음껏 마셔.
Looks like this one's solely a combat chapter.
내가 이룰 수
So I can probably go through this a lot faster. Especially assuming if this is just a repeat battle of the last one. Yeah, looks like it. Got 30, got large Podao assassins. I don't know if they were there before. Yeah. Okay. A little bit more. Extra damage. I got panic recovery as well, so I don't think those guys had it. Yep. Alright. So, I'm just gonna go win rate. I don't want to go straight for that, however.
그쪽도 죄인인가?
꿰뚫려라.
Oh, that guy rolled really well.
사선이 비었어요.
시야 확보. 쏜다.
의심, 암귀, 불안과 공포 그런
Yeah, that's
것들이
gonna suck a little bit for you.
제약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까? 지금 적기라는 것입니다.
As for here, just go with a defend, I think.
한 점만 노린다.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
엎드리도록.
There we go.
저 새끼 팔다리 다 털렸는데
Hong
이제 뭐
Lu
어쩔 건데?
is fine.
아까는 좋았다.
Save that. Okay. Just double checking. How much do you restore? Oh, SP. And you've got one that's mostly for yourself. Alright. Sorry, not that. Yeah, it wasn't more resource gain or anything. It's rather interesting for you. Okay.
꿰뚫려라. 확실히 훌륭하고 5번 수감자.
덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어가는 많았지.
완벽한 선택이었어 나리! 너의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군!
엎드리도록.
또한 용서할 테니 단순해서 좋고 두번 수가
Okay, more hard blood.
좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면
Yeah, over here. I'll go with Hex Snail. Hopefully that goes okay here. Now using a bit of a strong attack. Again, do a target mark. You don't have to use your full stop here. Go.
고귀하게. 자, 차디, 나를 따라해보는 거야. 짜잔! 완벽한 한방. 시원할걸?
자유 평의 육식. 그대로 무너져.
이러면 쏠 수 있어?
Okay, Heathcliff is going off.
와, 엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한걸?
이 혈투를 승리로 이끌.
Just got them here. Alright. Go with win rate. What do you need? Pale and purple. A lot of purple coming up, actually. Alright. Stick with this. Oh, you can do that. A little bit better. We'll see how things go.
타겟 포착.
산소류 평을 온 라샹. 끝을 낼 시간이.
달빛조차 잘려나갈 올곧은 하나. 훌륭하고 한수 배웠네.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
또한 용서할 테니.
That count is going fine.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요.
And suck a little bit for you.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
너희의 목이 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌.
Okay. Yeah, just about finished here, so I don't think we'll need this, but do it anyway.
타겟 포착.
아류 산초 평의 육식.
피날레를 시작하자. 대성공이야. 가른
That's pretty
신나.
fancy there.
노래 부를까?
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한
Still didn't quite get to beat out Don Quixote in terms of damage, unfortunately. But you did your best.
마음껏 마셔.
Okay.
그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한
No,
꿈이니까.
ambush 2. Alright. Oh, Wiki! Thank you very much for the raid. gotta do the name right, Kuro. You're screwing things up. Gotta remember the 84 there. And some more Sniper Elite. There we go. Those who don't know me, I am Araxis Dinesh, your revolutionary bartender. Right now we're playing some Limbus Company. And we're coming up on the end of the current section of the new Canto. Yeah. Hopefully your stream went well. Let's keep on going and see what happens with this ambush, shall we? Got a few more large Podao assassins. Got furtive, large, swift. Yeah, okay. Possibly going to have a boss now? We'll see.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한
Oh,
세계를
nice.
세우라.
Congratulations. Did you shoot Hitler in the nads? Oh.
뭐야? 아직도 안 끝났어?
DLC. I mean, if there's any DLC that's worth paying for, it's DLC that lets you shoot Hitler in the nads. So.
이전 사이와라는 놈도 그렇고 이자들 생각보다 우리를 허접하게 계산하는군. 이 정도 숫자로 우리를 전복시킬 수 있을 거로 생각했나?
에휴, 골 아프게 소리 지르기는. 사신의 사고 뭉치하고 비교하면 마음이 좀 아프단 말이지.
조심하세요, 오티스. 저자는 동행한 자들과는 전투력에서 큰 차이를 보입니다.
Yeah, this guy's been drinking.
혼자서 여유를 부릴 이유가 있다. 그건 소속과 이름을 밝혀라.
이 바닥에서 그런 걸 의포될 사람이 있겠어? 될 이름도 소속도 없지. 그렇게 오래 살아오니 멋대로 붙여진 이름은 있긴 하지.
Well, sometimes a title is as good as a name, especially in this line of business.
한 손에는 술병을 들고 나타나 야음 속으로 사라지니 세상에서 쥐수 야객이라 부르더이다.
Yeah, I'm worried about someone who uses the drunken palm style, or drunken fist, or drunken martial arts, or however you want to call it.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는 맛있는 거 사줄게. 물론 회사 카드로.
Alright, so he has. Alright, so this is a proper sort of like arrange our combat thing. He's got a lot of combat to him. Alright, so let's see some of his attacks. So he's got frontal swirl, which will give him the swig status effect. Gets up to 5 stacks, turn and heal 3 HP at 3. At 5, 3 attack power up, and 2 fragile. Okay. I'm guessing he can spend this as well, right? We have the open throat chugging, and inflicts more bleed. Intoxicated leaning, 5 shield for every swig. Gain swig equals the number of enemies targeting this unit. So we're just going to go up to 5 immediately because we don't want to get hit by him. 58% HP, recover from stagger, end this turn. And fix speed to 10. So he's got to do shenanigans on his phase 2. Yeah, no problem. Hope you enjoy your food, Wiki. Panic type doesn't change. Targets Hong Lu. 20% damage per turn. Yeah. And extra damage when hurt. And yeah, Podao, panic type. Okay. sadly, Heathcliff is too slow to be able to target anyone. So let's just go with shooting one of these guys. Go there. Go for that one. Over here. Good with that. Here. Instead of neutral, huh? Alright, let's go with that. What a bunch of absolute resonance, that might help our rolls a little bit. There we go. Success there.
단순해서 좋건 구분 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온.
A waterfall. Let's have a look at this. This is a new ability. Flash lose 3 swig, coin power versus bleeding targets, and will inflict bleed on us. Okay. After clash win. Okay, but he's going to be fragile, so he's going to take more damage, but he's going to be harder for us to fight as well. Alright. Target this one. Over here. See if we can focus this guy down a little bit. Over here. With that. There. Might go with that, actually. Okay, so all favored. Alright. And hopefully we just roll better.
들이대요.
Okay, we're getting our sanity up, which is good. Okay, that didn't go so good.
어쩐 일로 진짜 도움이 되는 걸 고치고 오셨네요.
Alright.
이대로 몰아넣으시죠.
Yeah, none of them care about the aggro. Okay. Drunk Claim. Got 2 swig at the moment. So... Okay, so at 3 plus swig, you can burst the coins to unbreakable. Thankfully, they're not unbreakable. We've cut down his swig at least. So, yeah, inflicts bleed, and extra damage for bleed and bleed count, and reuse skill at 3 plus swig. So, thankfully, we've kept that low. He does have a counter, however. Not unbreakable. Matter because it's a bloody counter, so it's going to inflict paralyze next turn. Looks like it is like a counter, however, so... Alright. If we can beat it, I don't think we'll have to worry about the clash. Okay. There. 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 Otis. Let's have you use your red, shall we? There. Here. There. Okay. Alright. Got targets for all of them. This is going to play out, unfortunately. So someone's going to get stuck being paralyzed, but that's just what happens. Okay. Yeah, well, I got to heal up our characters a little bit, so... Bloody!
나를 따라해 보는 거야. 짜잔.
His swig went up, so it's become unbreakable, damn it.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
I guess we'll have to keep that in mind in the future. That's on me.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 쓱 두드려 패.
think he's reached 50%.
것을 두려워하지 마시게. 침 바르면 낫는다네. 이건 좀 과했나?
Actually, maybe he did reach 50. No, it's just a little bit above 50%. So what's this? True Decapitation Death Blow. HP does not drop below 1 before this skill ends. Gain a whole shitload. Okay. Guess it did proc. Alright, so. This gives us several chances, as long as he rolls poorly, so we'll go with that. There we go. That'll get a sneaky attack in from you to finish you off. With that. Get in there. All right. Damn it. Ouch.
사선이 비었어요.
공로 지원한다.
아닌 것 같고.
아, 힘의 차이가 너무 심한데? 아류탄 쪽 평행 역시 뚫리고.
적들의 저항이 생각보다 고생해.
승리로 이끌.
하지만 마음이 꺾이지 않으면 이 위기도 극복할 수 있을 것일세. 해보지 않으면 모르는 것 아닌가?
End up like a bunch of bleed on you or anything? No. All right. You don't have your heal. So you don't have yours either. Okay. With that, actually, good. I don't like that. I don't think I hit the 50%. Like, he did use a special move, so I think I might be good. Let's go.
한 점만 노린다.
Yeah, okay, all good.
다리우스탄 고통열 80 갈라지도록.
Oh, is he losing any health? Yes, he does. Okay. Oh crap. Well, successful assassination. I guess he's going to go away now, and then we can resurrect Honglu.
이젠 네 놈만 남았다.
주인도 지키지 못한 주지. 이상하리 마치 당당하군.
It's fine. He doesn't know that the sinners can come back from death.
뭐 보옥 도련님의 목숨을 취했으니 여기서 빠지는 편이 좋겠지. 뇌까지 확실히 뭉개두었기도 하고.
I wonder if I get Honglu killed like early on in the fight, if it ends the fight early.
내 밑에서도 좀 배우셨으면 비슷하게는 싸워봤을 걸세.
He killed Honglu way before the end for you. See, I know how to play the game, so I'm pretty good at this. Honglu managed to bloody survive whenever Honglu dies, you get the cutscene, but fighting keeps going. Okay, gotcha. And the intruder disappeared from the room without another word. And after a brief break, I revived the dead sinners.
대체 어떤 가문에서 보낸 건지.
아까 그 가치우라는 놈이 보낸 거 아니야? 눈빛 여전히 살벌하더만.
아까 홍루 씨를 보고 눈빛이 살벌했던 자들이 어디 한둘이었나요?
야, 괜찮냐? 혹시 정신이 획가닥한 거면 후딱 다시 시계 돌려달라 해.
아니요. 조금 생소해서요. 원래는 여기서 습격이 있을 때마다 이 건물이 한없이 넓기만 하다고 생각했었거든요. 그런데 여러분들이랑 있으니까 이렇게 또 북적거리는 공간도 없네요.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
그게 무슨 일이야?
뭐 우리가 있으니까 든든하다는 말 아니겠어?
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
Okay, there we go. And Sharon. So this might be the last chapter. So yeah, let's go.
도련님, 떠나기 전 여하차를 다렸는데 드시겠습니까?
안 마시겠다고 해요, 홍루 씨. 어제 편지 뜯어졌던 거 잊었어요? 아무도 믿어서는 안 된다고요.
Just drink it. If it's poison, we'll just turn back the clock.
저는 괜찮아요. 내와줘, 스빈.
네, 도련님.
Honglu sips Sharon's tea.
그러다가 혹시나 차 안에 무슨 독이라도 있으면 아무리 단테 씨가 계신다 해도 너무 무모하잖아요.
단테님이 계셔서 아무 생각 없이 마신 것은 아니랍니다. 그랬다면 단테님이 공연이 아플 일이 늘 테니까요.
Thanks for your consideration.
그저 스빈이 이렇게 무뚝뚝하게 되었어도 스빈은 스빈인 채니까 문제 없을 거라고 생각했어요.
But I realized that Shiren's odd change of character was reminiscent of those we'd seen earlier in the back streets of District 8. Shiren went through a lot of revivals, didn't she?
맞아요. 제 가장 가까운 시종이라 값비싼 생명보험에 들었었거든요.
I guess she's been collateral damage of attempts to kill you lots of times. So, when you say Jiren's still Jiren, you mean that her memories are intact?
생명보험은 기억 자체를 건드리지는 않으니까요.
Call your friendly dog wagon today.
하지만 점점 풍화되어 간다고 해요. 그리하여 기억은 거센 바람과 비에 깎여나가는 바위처럼 서서히 작아지고 흐려지고 마침내 형태조차 남지 않게 되죠.
Yep, so life insurance is not immortality. Aside from not protecting you if the brain is destroyed, you slowly lose yourself even on the most expensive version.
아, 한때 그러한 모양의 바위가 있었구나. 나는 느낌만 들 뿐인 거예요. 하지만 전 그 느낌만이라도 스빈에게 따뜻한 기억으로 남았으면 좋겠어요.
Jiren quietly cleared away the tea set. He could not tell if she had heard Honglu, or if she cared at all if she did. Regardless, we left her to her job and made our way to the palanquin that was waiting to take us to the Round 2 venue.
사활을 건 전쟁을 앞두고 있을 때 가장 먼저 해야 할 것은
Normally, most sinners would have laughed Otis off for being overdramatic. But today, they were all listening intently to her every word. We've already had several close run-ins with the candidates and their factions, and even the formidable Hei Shopak. Those experiences were more than enough to convince us that this was the time to take her seriously.
추적의 정보에 대해 알아내는 것이다. 우리에게 제일 위협이 될 만한 적, 가치요. 그자에 대해 아는 대로 정보를 말해보도록.
잘린 사람의 목을 들고 아무렇지 않게 경고한다거나 저희와 시춘 씨 쪽을 가주대전에 아예 참가하지도 못하게 술수를 쓰려 했다거나.
자로라는 강한 흑수, 자공이라는 책략가를 두고 있는 것도 알고 있어.
더군다나 어제 보낸 자격도 그 사람이 보낸 것 같지 않아?
Have confirmation on that.
네, 여러모로 서로 견제를 해야 할 인물은 확실한 것 같네요.
You can suspect him, but we don't have confirmation.
아시다시피 이곳 대간호는 오래전부터 존재해왔던 가씨, 사씨, 설씨, 왕씨의 네 가문들이 이끄는 곳이랍니다. 제가 태어나기 전부터 이곳에는 수많은 권모술수와 비명 행사가 오갔고 지금은 가시가가 4대 가문 중 제일 큰 영향력을 차지하고 있죠. 그 덕에 저는 조금 더 부유하고 편안하게 모두가 부러워하고 우러러보는 삶을 살 수 있었던 거고요. 그리고 치우 형님은 그 바닥 아래에 있었어요.
Well, definitely that's going to breed some resentment.
바닥? 무언가의 비유요?
비유가 아니라면 바닥 아래에 있었다는 것은 누가 떠밀었다는 소리처럼 들리는군.
Left your stream on. Thinking you'll be another SRW stream. Oops. Hey there, Skylar. Yeah, today's Limbus. I think we're hoping to wrap up this section of the Canto tonight, and I might actually have some time to do an SRW stream next week before the next section comes out. If this is indeed the end. Yeah, Hope you're doing alright, by the way.
네, 많은 손들이 벼랑 끝으로 밀어냈으니까요. 그러다가 결국엔 발 디딜 공간 하나 없어지게 되어 형님에게 남은 건 낙하뿐이었죠. 치유 형님은 멸문한 공시 가문의 마지막 남은 후손이에요.
아, yep, Kong.
분명 성이 가시 아니었는가?
Confucius.
어머니 쪽이 공가의 분이셨거든요.
그런...
아마도 그 사람을 밀어낸 손 중에는 제 것도 있었을 거예요.
저는 홍루 씨가 그럴 만한 분으로는 보이지 않는데요.
Yeah, but he's also not the sort of person to lend a hand to help someone.
애써 덮어주시지 않아도 괜찮아요. 할머니와 어르신들의 어여쁨이 있었기에 형제 자매들의 시기 질투가 따라온 것이고, 까마득히 높은 건물이 있었기에 그 바닥 또한 생기는 것이 당연지사. 숨어들어도 벗어날 수는 없으니 받아들일 생각이랍니다.
Honglu remained placid throughout that entire reveal, as though he was making some innocent commentary about the weather and the clouds going by. In fact,
엄지와 붙어먹은 거, 그것들도 경계해라.
It was Ryoshu who appeared more agitated than he was.
뭐지? 아, 그때 그 떡대요?
That's certainly a description of the man. Walking brick shithouse. I've got Heathcliff calling him an absolute unit as well. I mean, I just call him a walking thumb.
유독 경계하네, 류슈. 원래라면
강할까?
He does respect power. Silence descended in the palanquin.
류슈가 누구 보고 순순히 강하다고 한 거 들어본 사람?
I mean, she implied Otis was powerful by obeying her orders. No one replied. Yeah. Oh, looks like there is an 819, so we'll go do that. Oh, hello. Meta, you were talking about H Corp being the one that got annihilated by the Arbiter, right? There's Garion's chair. Alright, Linda, you.
(2차) 심사장소 입구에 당도하였습니다.
Alright, so what have we got here? Battle Royale of some sort? We found ourselves at some kind of deep subterranean area with multiple lifts installed inside it. Some contestants were already rising on those lifts, but most of them had elected to remain down here to quietly and furtively discuss their strategies. As for us, we were slowly getting used to our presence drawing the attention of every single person in the room the moment we entered.
참가자분들은 각자 승강기를 탄 후 위로 올라와 주시면 됩니다.
This is starting to sound like a battle royale.
그럼 저희도 탑승할까요? 너무 눈에 띄는 것 같은 느낌이라 얼른.
오라버니.
Hello. Also, you look pretty awesome.
대역.
그간 안녕하셨나요?
It's a sad melody. I'd seen a child who looked just like her a few times in Honglu's memories. I remember her beaming at Honglu as she made a mound of petals with one hand. But now, she looked on at him without a discernible emotion, a spear in the very same hand.
대호, 네가 가주대전에 참여하게 될 줄은 몰랐네.
Thought she might have died in the past, so it's interesting to see that she's alive.
잊으셨나요, 오라버니? 예나 지금이나 저희 집안은 누군가의 밑에 있어야만 건사할 처지였어요.
Ao Chai's clan.
지금은 설씨 세가에서 칼을 쥐고 있을 뿐입니다.
그렇구나. 보처 누나 내에서.
네. 그러니 앞으로도 남은 날 동안은 다른 사람을 위해 싸우다 죽게 되겠죠.
대호.
Honglu took a step toward her. She raised her hand and pushed him away. It was not a threat, but her gesture carried such implicit resoluteness that it brought Honglu to a stop.
대호, 나는 곧 대관원을 떠날 거야. 어르신들께서 세상에 나가 좀 더 많은 걸 경험하고 오라 하셨거든.
She want to go with him at all, or?
떠난다고요? 대관원을? 결국 제게는 그날의 어떤 답도 해주시지 않은 채로 이렇게 떠나시는군요. 왜 계속 그렇게 웃고만 계시는 건가요? 부디 다시 돌아오지 않기를 바라겠습니다.
한때는 정답게 지내는 인연이었지만 모든 건 공연한 일. 지금은 하늘에도 땅에도 얽매임이 없고 이 마음엔 기쁨도 슬픔도 남아있지 않아요. 꽃이 필 때는 그것이 사랑스럽지만 시들어지게 되면 슬픔만 더하게 되니 차라리 처음부터 만나지 않는 편이 좋았을 터.
너는 언제나 듣기에 어렵고 슬픈 말을 하는구나.
제 장례는 일찌감치 치렀고 뒤늦게 오라버니께 인사라도 드렸으니 부디 이곳에서 서로 죽을 때는 형체도 남지 않게 되는 한 줄기 연기가 되어 바람에 흩날리게 되길 바랄게요.
With that, you walked away from us.
아, 여러분들께는 소개를 미처 못해드렸네요. 어렸을 때 잠시나마 인연을 맺었던 아이랍니다. 지금은 보다시피 좋지 않은 상황에서 제외하게 되었지만요.
누군가의 호의로 이곳에 왔다 함은
Means that we'll be enemies the next time we meet. Yi-sung trailed off without vocalizing that sentiment and sighed.
인연이란 건 이토록 제멋대로 달라지는 것이니까요.
Honglu muttered with a faint hint of loneliness as we entered the grand lift, enclosed by 4 pillars. The lift rises ploddingly. When I looked down, I could see the other candidates still waiting for their lifts, looking up at us. The candidates whose fates may or may not intermingle with our own in this battle.
가보! 너는 결코 이곳에서 살아나갈 수 없다. 우리는 사활을 걸고 내 놈의 목을 칠 거야.
Someone screams bitterly from beneath us, but the lift does not stop.
홍루군, 우리가 앞으로 만나게 될 자들은 전부 악인인 건가?
저들에게는 저희가 악인인 것이겠죠? 그렇다면 저희에게도 저들은 악인 것일까요? 의미 없는 분별이네요.
분명한 건 앞으로 만날 자들 중에서는 적과 아군을 구분하는 것만큼 의미 없는 짓은 없을 거예요.
It seemed that we finally arrived at our destination as the lift slowed down. we were greeted by a sight that, at first glance, appeared as though it belonged outside. But we were still clearly within the confines of Hong Yuan. Again, that little chair and umbrella over there. Underneath the blue sky were two metal gates leading into a massive, looming structure. Red lights flickered ominously around the building.
이 넓은 공간을 건물 바깥처럼 꾸미려면 도대체 돈을 얼마나 쏟아부었으려나요?
가주 심사 2차전.
A disembodied voice echoed from the speakers with a buzz.
시작.
The door to the lift that carried us up here closed shut.
이곳이 어디인지 이제 알고.
와본 적 있는 곳이야?
여기는 옛날에 공씨 가문이 운영하던 구 H사의 터랍니다. 아직 그때의 상처가 채 아물지 않은 곳일 텐데 이제 새로운 피가 또 덮어지려나요?
We are surrounded by the loud and crowded bustle of the teeming audience. Is Honglu smiling still, as he always has since our first meeting? I turn around to face him, only to see a much younger Honglu. The deep sorrow in the child's eyes was about to overflow, as if he were ready to burst into tears. I wonder if he was present at the time of the annihilation of H Corp there. Anyway, with that, as you can see, we have finished the current section of the Canto. So hopefully that was something that everyone enjoyed. Went a little bit over time, but that's all right. Saves us from like having to do an hour stream later and then swapping into the Ishmaels. Sort of like having a little bit of a division there. So yeah.
당신이셨군요. 밤에는
Hopefully,
얼굴을 잘 보이게 하고
that was something that everyone enjoyed. We are going to end the stream here and go and raid somebody. So let's go see who is streaming what at the moment. I'm going to check my schedule and see what we're going to be doing for next week. Probably we'll do some Super Robot Wars at the start of the week. And swap into Limbus Company on Thursday. Alright? Now, let's go and see who is streaming what right now. And I am going to go and raid Sorachi Sky, who is playing some Lobotomy Corporation. Let's go over there, considering that's a rather on-brand game to raid, shall we? Okay. Thank you very much as always, and I hope to see you all next time, okay? See ya!